Hello, everybody. Joe Bega Donuts here, and welcome back to another episode of Tsukihime, a piece of blue glass moon. I'll probably just say to Tsukihame Remake from now on. It's honestly so ingrained in my brain of fucking saying it like a shitter like that, that it's honestly easier for my synapses to connect to Tsukihame than it is for fucking Tsukihime. I will try very hard not to do that too often, but I can't make any promises. Ugh. So, ugh. How are you guys? I just got off work. That's a lie. I got off work a couple hours ago. But, being the lazy bum I am, decided, I'll have an early dinner. So I made some, like, chicken sandwiches with guac, some nice grilled chicken in my air fryer. But, it's not like one of the air fryers where it's like the bucket in the middle. It's more like a convection oven air fryer, like a little toaster oven, but it's still technically an air fryer. I don't know. I don't really know the technicalities. I think it's a Ninja, maybe. Like I said, I got it for Christmas for my parents as like a housewarming gift a couple years ago. I use it pretty often, but I'm not very good at using it. Half the time, I feel like I overcook my steaks because I'm too lazy to actually use my cast iron griddle, because that involves having to actually clean it and season it afterwards, when I can just, throw down a layer of aluminum foil in the air fryer and then not have to like really clean it, besides, just giving it a good wipe with a paper towel, catch any like grease or fat splatter. But that's neither here nor there. I'm a little tired today. Not even from staying up late yesterday recording. Ugh. Ugh. But who knows? Maybe it is just a little. I'm just tired today. It's probably because it was like overcast and cloudy, and it was like nice and cool, but also had a slight breeze, which made me just want to go to sleep. But I couldn't sleep because I had to. I'm reaching for my coffee pot right now. I had to teach my class and, make sure my little dum-dums know how to do their job properly, so that way when we're transporting 400 army dudes in the back, they don't do bad maintenance, then end up with one of the worst, like, mass casualty air disaster events, the fucking U.S. military has ever seen. So I do my best to harp on them good maintenance practices, and that takes a lot out of me, because I was about to say because I don't care. That's not it. That is not it. It's it's mainly that I'm not very good at it. I'm still new at it, so it takes a lot of like attention and like deliberate thought and focus going into instructing them when they're, fucking like, you ever see that nature documentary video of like the orangutan with the fucking hammer and the nail and the saw? It's like watching that, except like I'm the nature documentary guy and my troops are the fucking orangutans. Just, laying the nail flat on the piece of wood and smacking it with the side of the hammer, because they see the motions done, but they don't understand the concept behind them yet. And I'm trying to teach an orangutan the concept behind carpentry. And some days, fucking broken clock is right twice a day, and they pick something up. But sometimes it's not as easy. So hopefully I survive to Friday without, fucking going back home to my parents in a box from a self-inflicted wound. Anyway, besides that, I decompressed when I got home. I remembered that I have like the N64 game thing on like the Switch, for the like Nintendo Plus online account, whatever it is. And I'm like, you know what? Let's actually see what's in there, because I hadn't perused it much. In all honesty, there's not very much. There's like fucking the Zelda games, a couple Mario parties, some Mario games, fucking Pokemon Stadium, Pokemon Snap, the classics. Then I saw something which was like a fucking bolt from the blue to like my cerebral cortex. that was like one game I played once at my friend's house because he had the N64 and I had the PlayStation. So whenever I went over, there was always these weird games that I never, got the title of. And I knew it was a Kirby game, but I didn't know which one. And then I saw it, and then, I got a memory from 25 fucking years ago of God, what's it even called? It's like Kirby and the Crystal Shards or something. I was playing that one, and I'm like, yeah, this is it. And I'm like, crazy. Haven't even thought about this game in literally longer than some of you guys watching have been alive. And I enjoyed myself playing that a little bit. I'm like, damn, this is a fucking video ass game. Like, a good game. And I'm just sitting there content and happy that it's just a video game and it's good and I'm enjoying it. And I'll probably continue playing it after I finish recording this. So yeah, let's get the show on the road so I can go back to, being what is it? It's not quite nostalgia, it's not quite melancholy, but that pining for the past. Was that is that ennui? I think it might be. I'm not French. I don't know. That's a lie. My family lineage is disgustingly French. Like, even my genetic code, I did one of those, like, 23andMe DNA tests, and I'm, like, over 80% French. My dad's side of the family is, like, almost entirely French. And so is my mother's side. It's like 80% French, like 6% Welsh, 5% Irish, 5% English, and then a strange spattering of Basque, Norwegian, and Native American. There's probably a little bit more Native in there because these DNA tests are notoriously bad at picking up like the gene signifiers of native peoples of the America. I think it has something to do with just like their sample test size is too small, so their test is bad at registering it. Is my rough estimate of the issue, because I know for a fact on my mother's side, one of my great grandparents was like noticeably like had native features. And well, my family has been in the Americas since the 1600s, so there's a good chance of a little bit of cultural mixing that happens. Let's just leave it at that, because I've read the family genealogy and I know it doesn't get pretty. Some of my first ancestors to the United States got killed in an Indian raid in like the fucking 1680s, and some of their kids got kidnapped, and one of them turned up at a French monastery like 15 years later because a lot of the tribes were on good terms with the French, and they just kind of, I guess, gave the kid away to them, because after they capture them, who knows what they do with them, and he just ended up there, and the story matched, and there was a family resemblance, and they're like, "Yep, I guess this is the long lost kid." Crazy if that works, huh? Anyway, enough about my dark family past. That's I'm just like Shiki. He just like me, for real. I also have a dark family history with a large estate and shady connections, and except he still has it and is rich, and I'm decidedly middle class. I might be. I was about to say maybe my family's like kind of upper middle class, but no. I just kind of lived in an affluent part of the country. That rich northeastern culture. Anyway, let's go. I'm losing the plot here. What do you notice, Shiki? I notice a commotion nearby after we exit the main gate.
なんだろう。なんかあっちの方騒がしくないか。
それが今朝方あちらの路面で血痕が発見されたそうです。
Probably just like a scuffle between some animals.
血痕？血の跡ってことか。
屋敷の塀にも血の跡がありました。四季様がお眠りの間、警察の方々が昨夜の様子を尋ねにいらしたようです。
Unless, it was like a bloody human handprint on the wall. Then it's like, okay, maybe it wasn't just like the local coyotes having a scuffle.
それって人が死んでたとか？
いえ、発見されたのは血の跡だけだそうです。
That's not a very definitive answer there, Hisui. The road on the east side of the estate. That's where I went to look last night. Blood. A crimson red that stains everything it touches. Don't remember seeing anything that vivid last night. The only things there were the black night and the biting cold. The warmth of blood was nowhere to be found.
四季様。
いや、なんでもない。それじゃあ行ってくるよ。見送りありがとう。
行ってらっしゃいませ。どうか、みちみちお気をつけて。
Bye, we'll have fun. Hisui bows deeply. All I'm doing is going to school, but I suppose this is Hisui's way of showing concern for my condition.
ありがとう。なるべく気をつける。翡翠も。
Oh, sorry, didn't mean to cut you off, bud. My finger slipped and I hit the goddamn analog stick. I thank Hisui as I wave goodbye and leave the front gate behind. I'm sitting like a shrimp again. Hold on. Listen to my fucking mic squeak and groan as I move it back. And also listen to my neck back groan as I lean back. Just before homeroom. The classroom is as lively as always. Boys and girls are still locked in battle over Miss Noel. Thankfully, I don't belong to either camp. I amble over to my desk in the middle of no man's land and...
Yo! 遅いぞ、殿!
Waiting by my window-side desk is someone who looks totally out of place in the morning. Not only that...
おはようございます、トーナくん。
He's with someone even more unexpected.
先輩、なんでうちの教室に？
Yeah, what, you fucking do so bad on the last exam, they kick you back a year?
あれ？そんなに珍しいことですか？トーナくんが教室にいるかなって、ちょっと寄ってみただけですけど。
I mean, it is our class. It goes to,
珍しいことです。
you'd assume we
上
would
級
be
生
here.
は下級生のクラスには来ませんよ。下級生のクラスとかもろ異分子って感じで恥ずかしいじゃないですか。
そうですか？トーナくん、割と細かいところに気が利くんですね。でも私はへっちゃ
Yeah,
らで
he's
す
a
よ。
stickler about the
みん
weird
な同じ
things.
学校の人たちですから。
He's kind of both a slacker, but also has like a fucking stick up his ass at the exact same time. Oh, what a saint. I'm at a loss for words.
いや、それでも3年と2年じゃ距離が離れすぎです。ホームルーム遅刻しても知りませんよ。
CL not seriously.
その点でも大丈夫です。私、こう見えても走るのは早いんです。下の階の自分のクラスまで1分もかかりません。
I mean, probably because you're like swinging out windows and stuff, but she puffs out her chest with pride. Though, tough in both body and soul.
お前も口やかましいな、殿。
I was about to say, though what? Like, what? You gonna make a fucking snide comment at her chest?
いいじゃんか、先輩が好きで来てるんだからさ。
Arihiko, being Arihiko, is just sitting on my desk without a care in the world, fully immersed in this chat with CL.
いいけど。じゃあ、ホームルームが始まる2分前になったら自分のクラスに帰らないとダメだよ。
Only in school would it be like, oh, it's weird, you can't hang out with us. It's a fucking maybe less than 1 year age difference, depending on, when their birthday was, when, because schools generally have a minimum age of when you can start. Like, my birthday is in the summer, so I had to go to like kindergarten for an extra year because the public elementary school wouldn't take me in because I was too young, even though I had already been to like preschool and kindergarten. I just had to like wait around for an extra year, with my thumb up my ass doing nothing. So yeah, Anyway, where was I going with this? Fucking depending on where your birthday falls, you know, you might not even be that much older or younger than the person, you know, a year apart from you in school. And, you know, once again, in the real world, no one fucking cares. At all. Suddenly, feeling a wave of fatigue, I voice my discontent and sit down.
乾くん、遠野くんはご機嫌斜めみたいですね。
ああ、引っ越し先の生活が性に合わなくて感触を起こしてると見ました。遠野は大抵のことは気にしないですけどね。なんかよく。
そうなんですか？遠野くん、あんまり怒りそうにないですけど。
That's just how he presents.
いや、そんなことないんだな、これが。遠野はおとなしそうに見えるだけで爆発するときは爆発するんすよ。割と頻繁にパチッと。
はあ、パチッですか。
そうそう。一度切れると見境がなくなるから、先輩もこいつを信用しちゃダメだぜ。
Arcueid and CL continue whispering in front of me.
あのさ、内緒話なら廊下でしてくれないか。人の机でそういうことされても、
Well, you know, they're
丸聞こ
giving
え
you
で
a chance
頭
to
痛い
defend
んだ
yourself.
けど。
You know, clear up any misunderstandings as they happen.
なんと聞こえていたというのか、遠野。
Yeah, I can. I can just hear you. You could also see when you try to slip a hand around CL's waist under the guise of having your little discussion. Ooh, ran out of breath there. And how she immediately slapped it away. If anything, I'm less angry and more disappointed at that sham of a performance. CL is covering her mouth with her hands, unsure of how serious we are. She may have actually intended to trade secrets.
おう、これだから文系のメガネ君は俺と先輩のラ・マンな話を盗み聞くとか哀れにも程がありますな。そんなに日々欲求不満なんですか？新しい妹様はそんなに美人なんですか？今度紹介してくれますか？
She would fucking reduce you to atoms like the second she laid eyes upon you. You would not be allowed across the fucking threshold of the property.
俺に喧嘩を売ってるんだな。
そんなわけないだろう。俺と遠野は輝かしい友人じゃないか。気に食わなけりゃ親とだって殴り合うが、親友とだけは戦わないってのがポリシーなわけ。基本今日に生きる男なんだ、俺。
Well, that's a strange code, I guess. Wow. A code that puts classmates over your own parents? That's messed up.
なるほど。腐ってるな。
Unthinkable in proper Japanese society.
なんだ元気のないふりしやが
Where's
っ
your,
て。ねはいつもの
parental
遠野
fidelity?
じゃんか。たく心配して損したぜ。
My bud pats me hard on the back.
お前、もしかして気を使ってたのか？
ばっかそんなつまんないこと聞くなっての。こういうのはさりげなくやるのが美徳じゃないのさ。
Yeah, you know, just two guys being dudes, you know. He thwaps my back some more. I've known Arihiko for a long time, but there's still a lot about him that surprises me.
それで新しい絵はどうなんだ？
Shit sucks.
見たところヘビーにストレス溜まってそうじゃんか。
Yeah, you know, fucking not eating, not sleeping.
さあ、どうだろう。とりあえず昨日は妙な夢を見て、家の人たちに白い目で見られたけど。
そうか。
RCL fucking just standing there and fucking locking in. Arihiko nods with sympathy. I turn to the source of the silence. CL is watching our stupid conversation unfold with a serious look on her face. Yeah, could you take your
Senpai?
mental notes a little more quietly, please?
遠野くん、やっぱり乾くんと仲がいいんですね。
Good deflection.
本気ですか先輩。今のを見てそう思えるなんて。そのメガネは度が合ってないですね。
CL definitely wears like a fake prescription.
そん
Those
な
are
こ
just
とないです。
like glass
遠野
panes.
くん、乾くんの前だと気を抜いてるじゃないですか。無防備で乾くんを信頼しきってます。
It's a guy thing. For some reason, a bright smile stretches across her face. Arihiko and I look at each other and tilt our heads.
羨ましいな。そうやって何の気
Friends,
負い
no,
も
I
なしで
fucking
分か
hate
り
this
合える
guy.
友人がいるのって
I'd
憧れ
fucking
ま
push
す。
him in front of a truck at the first notice. Ciel lets out a sigh of genuine admiration.
そうか。
Arihiko and I grimace in unison.
と、そろそろ時間ですね。私は戻りますけど、遠野くん、
Nope.
今朝のニュース見ましたか？
We don't got a TV or radios, apparently.
と忙しくて忘れてた。まだ見て
He's
ま
too
せ
much
ん。
of a bum to read the newspaper.
そうですか。それじゃあ率直に聞きますけど、今朝のニュースで大きなお屋敷が映っていました。あれって遠野くんのお家ですか？
え、
So we did mention that the police came around asking
ああ、
questions.
それはきっとうちのことかもですね。今朝警察が話を聞きに来たって言ってたし。
そうですか。遠野くん、あんまり夜遊びしちゃダメですよ。
Ciel dashes out of the room. We watch her leave in silence.
さて、なあトン。
なんだよ。つまんないことなら聞かないからな。
Oh, it's the only thing he talks about.
つまらなくはないぞ。大きな疑問として、お前はいつの間に先輩の方から会いに来るほど親しくなってたんだ。
What do you mean? We just like get along, you know? We just vibe.
俺に聞かれても返答に困る。話をするようになったのはここ最近だし、今日だって単なる気まぐれなんじ
You
ゃな
know,
い
either that or she found out that you're rich and is, you know, trying to fucking worm her way in.
そういうお前だって親しそう
She's
だっ
got
た。
on her fucking miner's hat and pick and shovel, ready to dig for that
そう
gold.
でもない。俺は7日もかけてやっと名前を覚えてもらったレベルだよ。
ほう、そりゃ珍しい。一日でなびかない女はめんどくさいから相手にしないってのもお前のポリシーじゃなかったっけ？
Yeah, man, but she's like different. It's like I'm under her spell or something.
波の女はな。だが先輩は別。
Mm-hmm.
秘密にしていたんだが、実のところ俺の好みやだな。
メガネの似合う上級生だって言うんだろ。
Older woman, fucking quotations, parentheses, you know, from their understanding, 1 year. Arihiko blushes.
わかりましたか、親友。
わかるよ。眉唾だけ
But,
ど
you know,
先
Arihiko's
輩が言うには
senses
俺たち
might be sharper than he lets on.
お前が本気かどうかぐらい読み取れる。先輩は本気で可愛いしな。あの人と話して好意を持たない方がおかしい。
Mm-hmm.
俺だってそうだ。
そうかそうか。
Well, at least you're aware of it, so that way, you know, you don't make any dumb mistakes.
そうのも先輩の良さがわかるのか。って、
I realize your emotions are
なんで
compromised.
すと？
親友なら気が合うものだし、何より趣味も似通うもんだろ。
Mm-hmm.
好きな女の子のタイプなんてもろかぶりになっても不思議じゃない。
Our eyes meet. After a brief but meaningful moment, Arihiko nods solemnly.
短い友情だったな、遠野。
ああ、まったくだ。
I send him off with a wave. Just then, the bell for homeroom rings. Yep, time do be advancing. Morning classes end and lunch break begins. Where should I grab lunch? I think we're doing classroom because we're on the avoid CL shit. Yeah. Yep. You know, we might get some more free handouts from Yumiduka. I guess I'll eat in the classroom. But I don't have much of an appetite today. Whenever I feel like this, I always throw up if I eat anything. Best course of action would be just to rest in the classroom, but...
もう殿、飯にしようぜ飯。
Ooh, already getting tunnel vision, huh? Seeing that mopey face has obliterated my appetite. Any appetite I did have. Okay, I'm definitely skipping lunch. Thanks for that, Arihiko.
悪い、今日はパス。一人で済ませてきてくれ。
なんだお前ますます不健康になってくな。何やっぱお貴族様な新生活は合いませんかね。
あのな、お貴族様なんかじゃ。ああ、いや、そうかも。あれで貴族じゃないって言ったら何が貴
Maybe
族
he's the
だ
head that wears the crown.
トイレとかすごいんだぞ、アリヒコ。お前の部屋より広い、そして高い。
Damn. Two-story bathroom.
マジでそんな落ち着かない生活したくねえな。
Actually, I take it back. Arihiko's reaction is a breath of fresh air. It's nice to talk to someone who can relate.
まあ、建物の話は仕方ないとしてもだ。朝は7時に起きても遅いと文句は言われるし、門
Again,
限は
waking
8
up at
時だし、
7. Oh, the fucking
お
what a
まけ
hard
に無
life
断
you
外
have.
泊すると厳しく詰問されるなんて監獄生活みたいだろ。
のそれはそれでいい話じゃねえか。管理体制万々歳。若者はもっとタイトに生きねえとな。若いうちから楽しちゃろくな大人になれないぞ。
A little enforced structure is good for your lives.
どうか。しかしお前に言われると説得力があるな。
He's living proof of that argument.
そうかなんだ今日の討論はやけに素直じゃないか。
What, wanna trade places and sisters for a week?
よしよし、じゃあ菓子パンを一つくれてやりますか。
だから食べ物はいいって。
I mean,
俺の
again,
ことは気
like,
にせず食べろよ。
fucking Akira would
Yasumi,
order a hit on
watch
him,
out,
you know, after an hour of talking with him. You just, like, step out and then have, you know, Kohaku do the dirty work and dispose of the body.
あ、そうんじゃあ遠慮なくいただきます。
Arihiko claps his hands together and starts eating his pastry. Credit where credit is due. Arihiko does know his manners.
お邪魔します。
I hear a familiar voice. Ciel comes over, carrying what appears to be a lunchbox.
お先輩って学食じゃなかったっけか。
いえ、別に食事は決まってないですよ。その日の気分で何でもありです。
I can't cook in the morning. Like, making like a lunch first thing in the morning, no thanks. It has to be prepared the night before, otherwise there's no shot. Ciel produces a lunchbox from a cute little pouch. And the box looks pretty big for her, given her frame.
気分ってことは今日は早起きできたんでお弁当を作ってきたってことですか。
そうなんです。今朝は珍しく7時前に目が覚めて。って何を言わせるんですか、遠野くんは。
Yeah.
いえ、
Fucking ham it
そん
up.
なつもりはなかったんですけど。先輩、もしかして朝は弱い方？
Morning people are freaks.
はい、実は私
So I have been waking up on my own around like
早
5 a.m. recently, so that's nice.
ボランティアの時はもうかなり無茶をしちゃってます。
The issue is then I decide, oh, I can
私の
sleep a
実
little
家はパン
more,
屋さんでしたか
and
ら
then wake up in the middle of a REM
すっご
cycle.
く朝が早かったんです。けど私はどうしても朝に弱くて、もう子供の頃からお父さんに怒られてばかりでした。
A bakery! Arihiko and I glance at each other. I'm sure we're both picturing CL kneading dough with her delicate fingers before baking it in a wood-fired oven that she somehow has in her apartment.
お父さんとの戦いは3年ほど続きましたが、最後にはお前をしつけるのなら2人分働いた方がマシだ
Ouch.
とサジを投げられちゃいました。それ以来私は起きる時間に関してはわがままし放題だったのです。
CL puffs out her chest, beaming with pride.
そうだったんですか。なんか意外ですね。
Look, sometimes you just need to know when to fold them.
先輩、ものすごくしっかりしてそうなのに。
Like, you just can't teach a fish how to fly or climb a tree. Sometimes you just need to look at what you're dealing with and say, let's find something else for you.
はい、遠野くんの前では失敗しないように頑張ってますから。本当はですね、 どっちかっていうと容量が悪い方なんです、私。
Yeah, just look at that ribbon. Fucking loose as shit. Well, that might actually be true. Like your volunteer work, for one thing. Someone who had everything figured out probably wouldn't spend their time working for zero profit.
そっか。でも俺、容量が悪い人の方が好きだよ。
Yeah, people who have it all together are just kind of annoying.
一緒にいると安心できる。
They can't relate to the everyman struggle. Arihiko nods in agreement.
それで朝が弱い先輩は大抵学食だったわけなのか。
ええ、そういうわけなので学食ばかりですけど、たまにはこうやってお弁当ぐらい作ります。出来合いものの寄せ集めですけど。
Wow, that sounds mediocre.
お二人は学食派ですよね。
いや、俺たちもその日の気分だな。
Yeah.
1年の頃は俺も姉貴に飯作ってもらってたんだけどよ。遠野のやつが学食だったりパン食だったりするから合わせてるうちにこうなっちまったんだ。は
あ、遠野くんは気分屋さんなんですね。
Less fickle and more like about to keel over at any second.
そうそう。こういう男と付き合うと疲れるだけだから先輩も気をつけな。
Yeah, having to play caretaker. CL nods in agreement as she takes the lid off her lunchbox. Half of the round container is filled with rice, the other half with side dishes. It's a fairly standard lunch, if somewhat large.
では、いただきます。隣の人の椅子借りていいでしょうか。
いないやつの椅子はみんなの椅子だよ。高田くんも先輩に座ってもらえて本望だろうし。
Yeah, he probably had an accident on the fucking stairwell on his way to class, and he just, it just happens that he won't be here today. Shame, guess his desk is free. I half expect CL to put her lunchbox on my desk, but she sets it on her lap and begins eating. Arihiko stands across from her, tearing open his second pastry. Their voices fade into the background chatter as I blankly stare out the window.
おや、遠野くん、お昼は食べないんですか。
What, you want to watch me throw up?
はい。今日は気分じゃないので。
食べないって、それじゃお腹空いちゃいますよ。
He toughs it out.
いいんです。今は食欲より体調ですから。それに昼を抜いたぐらいでどうにかなるほど。やわじゃ
Yeah,
あ
you
りません
eventually
し。
learn how to survive on one meal a day.
うわ、すごいなあ。私一食でも抜いたら動けません。お腹がペコペコになって倒れちゃいます。恥ずかしいですよね。普通の子よりたくさん食事はとってる方なのに、すぐお腹が空いちゃうんですから。
Let's do a lot of weightlifting or something, just craving those macronutrients.
そんなことはないっす。先輩は他の女どもに比べて発育いいんすから。
Yeah, you're like fucking traps and delts are
燃
looking
費が悪いの
crazy.
は自然の摂理っすよ。
I'm not sure that was the smoothest way to do it, but Arihiko's words tie a bow on that conversation. We're all grown teenagers here. She can eat as much or as little as she wants. CL's expression is indecipherable. I can't tell if she's flattered or embarrassed.
でも遠野くん、本当にお昼ご飯を抜いて平気なんですか。
平気平気。丸一日ぐらい食事を断つのも珍しいことじゃないんだ。今日は朝食も食べたし、夜まで問題なしです。
Now, back before I had my current job, I used to do like
それはどうかと思います。
30-hour fasts on the weekend. It'd be like I was doing like one meal a day, which I still do,
体壊しちゃいますよ。
but I'm not counting my calories, so it's to a lesser extent.
大丈夫。
But
ちゃんと体を見てくれる人もいますから。
I would probably eat like sub 1,500 calories a day when I was doing that, and then every Saturday and like half a Sunday I just wouldn't eat at
た
all.
まに食事を抜いた方が俺はちょうどいいんです。
Just nothing but like tea and coffee.
体力は欲しいけど、やっぱりウエイトは絞らなくちゃね。
そうですか。男の子でもダイエットって考えるんですね。
I mean, when they're like constantly deathly ill, yeah. Sia looks up at me for a moment, contemplating something. Then closes the lid on her lunchbox.
用事を思い出したので失礼します。私のことは気にせず、むしろ今日の出来事は忘れていただけると助かります。
She quietly, or quickly, packs up her things and takes off.
かわいい。
An awestruck Arihiko nods to himself contentedly. Fifth period begins. I fight off the temptation of sleep as I scribble down notes during our classic literature class. Our school doesn't allow note-taking on devices. They've said they'll switch to using tablets eventually, but it seems like it's going to take another couple of years. Either way, people rarely get into trouble for using their phones in class. It's one of those unspoken agreements. There are plenty of students who use their phones to check their texts, look up information, or just browse the internet. I've always preferred doing things the old-fashioned way, so I write everything by hand. Same, I take notes better if I fucking hand jam it all. Comes on without warning. A heightened, accelerated sense of wariness, or of awareness. My vision begins to bend, folding, and twisting around a single point. My sense of equilibrium shifts, as if my brain were spinning on its axis. Well, which axis? We do in fucking yaw, pitch, or roll. Everything morphs into a blurred mess. Feels like something is lurking at the back of my head, trying to drive me out of my own skull. I know this feeling. This is the dizzy spell right before my anemia hits. I should have seen this coming. Always knew this was a possibility. Damn it. Hardly ever happens. But I'm going to pass out in class. Darkness shrouds my vision. Fumble for my desk, grabbing the side of it to steady myself. It doesn't help. I can't put any strength into my fingers. All I can do is brace for the fall.
先生、ちょっといい？
Just when I expect to lose control, I feel a hearty slap on my back.
遠野のやつ、調子が悪そうなんで保健室に連れて行きたいんですけど。
Before I know it, Arihiko is standing at my side.
遠野、具合が悪いのか？
No, he probably looks fucking white as a sheet. I hear the teacher speak to me from the front of the room.
いえ、これぐらい平気で。
ああ、全然ダメだそうです。こりゃ早退させた方がいいんじゃないですか？
Arihiko's booming voice overshadows my attempt at a reply.
そうか。先生も遠野の体のことは聞いている。遠野、体調が優れないなら保健室で休むか。早
Yeah,
退
if
し
you're on
て
the
帰っ
verge
て
of
いいんだ
passing
ぞ。
out, maybe you should go take a little sit down in the nurse's office and then go home. I can't tell if he's just nice to a fault. Just nice to a fault, yeah. Seems to have believed Arihiko wholeheartedly.
ほら、帰っていいとよ。そんな青い顔しやがって。まずいと思ったらすぐに言わねえとわからねえだろうが。
Arihiko scowls and slaps me across the back.
それじゃあ、早退させてもらいます、先生。
The teacher nods approvingly.
悪い、アリヒコ。いらない心配をかけさせた。
気にすんな。中学からの腐れ縁だからな。お前が貧血でぶっ倒れそうな雰囲気ってのは
Fucking thanks,
すぐにわ
nurse.
かんだよ。
Arihiko returns to his seat. Somehow, I get up from my seat and carry myself out of the room. I exit the school. I decided to pass on resting in the nurse's office. At this time of day, there's a good chance I just end up sleeping until dark. Instead, I decided it would be better to make the trip back to the mansion.
ちょっとは楽になってきたかな。
Must be thanks to the fresh air. I mean, that definitely helps. It's probably a little cooler out here, too. 7 years ago, I survived a life-threatening injury, and the price I paid is my chronic anemia. When I first left the hospital, I used to collapse just about every day. And while I've lost a lot of opportunities from this, I never felt like I missed out on anything important, thanks to the support of the people around me. After reaching adolescence, most of my symptoms stopped surfacing, at least as long as I didn't move around too much. Though every now and again, I'll still get dizzy and lose consciousness for no reason. Lucky Arihiko was around today. I probably would have fallen on my face if he weren't. Yeah, that's the worst thing about when you get, like, vertigo like that, is even if you're trying to, like, prop yourself up, your sense of balance is so off you can't tell which way is which. So you just end up, like, just shaking around, you know, trying to, you know, get a solid grip on something and, like, stay steady, but you're just like, whoa. I breathe deeply, sending a volley of fresh air into my lungs. Struggling against the dull water swirling in my head, I make my way from school. I turn onto the street leading to the station. I don't believe it. My brain must still be spacing out. Of course, a habit, I almost went through the ticket gate. I don't live with the Arimas anymore. I live in the Tono Mansion now. There's no need for me to catch a train. I still don't feel well. I put a hand on my forehead and realize I have a slight fever. No point in heading home if I'll pass out on the street before I get there.
しょうがないな。ほんと。
Just like, you know, call home. I was about to say go to a payphone, but it's 2015, you have a cell phone. Just be like, Hisui, I'm sick, come pick me up. Disappointed by my own frailty, I carefully plop myself down on a bench. Maybe I'll just rest here until I feel better. Absentmindedly, I watch the crowds in front of the station. It's just past 2 in the afternoon. The city is as busy as ever. People stream past in waves. Each and every one of them is too absorbed in reaching their destination to bother looking at who's around them. The place is swarming with people, yet everyone's too immersed in their own little world to notice. They're each the main character in their own story. Today's just another day in the story of their lives. Despite seeing perfectly well, they spend every waking moment in willful ignorance. Days never intersect, nor do their respective paths deviate. Preferring to extend as little effort as possible to reap the most basic level of comfort. It seems people have chosen a life of individualism. Only interact when absolutely necessary. Alright, dude, just, like, keep going off on your NPC rant and be like, ugh, everyone's, you know, fucking such a faker besides me. Don't know if it's my fever, but something has me feeling sentimental.
帰ろう。
Feeling better anyway, and the longer I sit here, the more I'll dwell on this stuff. Lifting myself from the bench, I join the masses. I start for the mansion, my head still heavy from the anemia. Right now, all I want to do is lock myself in my room, close my eyes, take off my glasses, and just breathe. Oh, that's what I do when I'm, like, super drunk. I get in the bath. Which I know I shouldn't do because, yeah, like, if I pass out and drown, you know, but it's good. Until I see her. The most certain time itself has stopped. Every part of me is being drawn in. The moment forever imprinting itself onto my memory. White woman spotted. Golden hair, crimson eyes. White clothes against porcelain skin. Here is driven snow. Because she's Canadian. Not a blemish to be found. Like a sacred summit, yet untainted by man. My pulse skyrockets. Bodily rhythms go haywire. My veins and arteries dilate. Every nerve in my body fires as this phantom feverishly warms my spinal cord. Phantasm, not phantom. To say I'm captivated would be an understatement. I stopped walking what feels like ages ago. As she leaves my peripheral vision, I turn around and not lose sight of her. I realize I haven't been breathing. I feel nauseous. I can't breathe. Pain is unbearable. Can't remember how to breathe. Oh, it's just like approaching a fucking pretty woman in real life. My throat is on fire. My eyes feel like they're about to burst. My palms are slippery. Yet, deprived of blood, my fingertips are so cold they're numb. I'm drenched in sweat. I recall that I'm still an animal, still alive. That gets me breathing again. But my will. I didn't do anything wrong. Didn't choose anything. All I wanted was to go home. My will snaps like a tightrope, and I plunge into the depths below. I have to follow her. I have to follow that woman. I have to follow her and speak with her. Dragging my frozen feet. I pant like a something? Shiki, it's fucking 2015. You can't say that anymore. I follow after my fair prey. Like, damn, bitch, you got me slobbering like a thing I can't say anymore. The woman walks slowly. She has no idea I exist. Okay, yeah, still just hitting us with the real ones. Questions, one after another, graze the back of my mind. She doesn't know I exist? So goddamn stupid. Could she be the one? She hasn't noticed me yet. She must be returning from something. Must be. She's probably exhausted, out of strength. Which means this is it. My chance to... her for sure. I want to taste this ripened fruit. When was I last satisfied? I want to pursue her, to tear her apart. Not for self-gratification or mere sex, something more primal. I want to savor her, to bring her low. Can't remember. I still... Every fiber of my being wants to... her. Can't remember the first time. Okay, fucking Nanaya, keep it in your pants. I sigh. The breath doesn't feel like mine. I claw at my chest to stem my emotions from bursting. The woman weaves through the crowd, looking delectable. My throat is on fire. I've been breathing. What about it? Of course I haven't. Like that would get anyone going. I take it out of my bag. Slide it into my pocket as I walk. My fingers trace along the iron. Can't believe my luck. I even have the necessary tools. Incredible. So close. Our secret rendezvous has me nearly over the edge. I should keep my distance. Yeah, she might notice you edging behind her. She doesn't notice. So no one gets in my way. We're total strangers. I need to track her scent as naturally as I can. Yeah, pick up those pheromones, my dude. She enters an apartment complex. Automatic glass doors, tight security. Non-residents can't even enter the lobby. I wrap around to the emergency exit, stash my jacket in the shadows, cut, enter. The lobby is empty. I look at the elevator. The light is stopped at the top floor. Click. I call the elevator with the button. Enter. Listen to some smooth jazz. I shiver as soon as I cross the threshold. Her scent remains, causing my lips to curl. This is exciting. Caged in this cramped box, I grip the weapon in my pocket and wait. She's so close. In just a few moments, I can finally something her. I exit the elevator. The hall should be empty. I vacate the box. To the other end of the corridor, still empty. I can't think. Like a single word lingers in my brain. Woman. That woman. I'm going to... Stop, Shiki, she has you under her snow bunny mind control. You gotta break free! I arrive at the third room. This is the one. All the other rooms are empty. Are you sure? I'm sure. All animals have a decent sense of smell, whether we like it or not. Some have simply forgotten how to use it. Pitiful. Unforgivable. Worthless. Civilization's obsessed... get mushmouth. Obsession with compassion has instead dealt us an inevitable fatal blow. Invisible fatal blow. I move to ring the bell, but stop myself. My glasses are in the way. Can't do anything unless I take them off.
いい？決して軽はずみな気持ちで物を見ちゃダメだからね。
Woman said that to me long ago. Right now, I can't remember her name or what she looked like. I slowly remove my glasses. The lines squirm, wrinkling my vision. Even I don't understand. What am I doing? Why am I doing this? What does Shikitono want to do to that woman? I don't know. I don't know, so I ring the bell.
はい。
I hear a voice. The door opens. In that instant, I slide through the gap and into the room.
Huh?
The woman tries to speak, but it's too late. Never will I hear the voice of the woman I so craved. Everything is finished before it can reach me. The sound of metal on metal rings the moment I enter the room. Was it the sound of the door? The grinding of my thoughts? A siren signaling the end? All wrong. Then what is it? The answer is obvious. There's only one thing it could be. It's the climaxing sigh of my knife leaving its sheath. I pass through the lines running across the woman's body. I stab. I cut. I slice. I carve. Like a turkey. Severing piece after piece, until nothing is left untouched by death. All in all, 17 lines across her body. Throat, back of head, right eye to the lips, upper arm, right forearm, right ring finger, left elbow, left thumb, middle finger, left breast, lower ribcage to the heart, 2 from the stomach to the belly, inner left thigh, outer thigh, left shin, Across the toes on the left foot. Well, if you have ever hit your shin or stubbed your toes, definitely feels like, you know, you got some fucking lines of death there. Takes less than a second. No longer than a mere passing glance. In the blink of an eye. Over. She's dismembered into 17 lumps of flesh. Ooh, goopy. Dumbstruck voice reaches my ears. The reality hasn't set in that the voice belongs to me. I feel another flurry of dizziness take hold. Chunks of something are scattered in front of me. Marble floor is covered in an ever-extending red liquid, like someone tipped over a bucket. The smell of blood assaults my nostrils. No entrails have been spilled. The cuts are clean. Because it's easier to draw it that way, we have to worry less about the age rating, even though it's still, you know, rated M. But a red mass creeps steadily over the ground. It's strange. There's nothing in the room except for me and the woman's scattered remains. The pool is a vivid crimson. The knife is still in my hands. You don't know that. Check for a pulse. Of course she is. No human could have survived something like this. Who gives a shit about the why? Just now, with his own two hands. Shikitono butchered a woman he'd never seen before in his life. I must have. Or am I wrong? I don't have a reason. This can't be. Can't. Never had a reason to do this. So this can't be. It can't. I'm the only one here. Someone else must have been here before, but I'm the only one left alive. This can't be. It can't. No, I had no reason to. I didn't mean to. I wasn't in my right mind. Maybe I never was. So this can't be. It can't. The pool of red continues to swell. Slow, slick wave. It's almost at my feet now. Yeah, better jump over that puddle. Try to lift my feet, but it's too late. The woman's red blood is viscous like tar. Red stretch from the floor, clinging to my raised shoe. Ah, red blood. It's oozing red because you butchered her. That's right. It wasn't me. It can't have been. It wasn't me. This must be... Oh, fucking messed up my code with my phone. Some kind of bad dream. Let's just ignore this. That's it. This is just a terrible dream. For some reason, the smell of blood feels so fresh, so real. You probably got like a nosebleed in your sleep. You know, it's getting close to winter. The air is getting dry. No. No, you didn't kill her? Or no, you did kill her. Of course you had a reason. When you saw her, you could only think of one thing. Yes, Shikitono wanted to kill that woman. At that moment, that was all that mattered. My mind just melted away, so I couldn't put it into words. The stench of blood is making me sick to my stomach. The contents of my stomach flow up. Good thing you skipped lunch, huh? Crimson seeps into my eyes. My head spins. I kneel in the sea of blood. Bile rushes up my throat. I empty the contents of my stomach. Sobbing, I throw up every last bit of food, every last drop of fluid in my body. There's nothing left in me. But as if to deny what had happened, undo everything and turn back time, my body forcefully continues to heave. It hurts. My innards feel like they are burning. Tears continue to stream down my face, and I collapse onto the ground like garbage. I'm awash in red. Pain seeps through me as I see crimson everywhere. It all feels like a dream. Hopefully it's not a wet dream, because it doesn't sound like you creamed your jeans like you did in the original when this happened. So that's, that's a plus for you. My tears can keep spilling. I'm miserable because I killed someone. No, that's not right. I mercilessly butchered someone for no reason whatsoever. Turned her body into chunks of flesh in a flash. I don't understand what's happening. I feel like this. Why did I kill her for no reason? I don't understand. None of this feels like reality. Yeah, I had one of my usual dizzy spells. I've been dreaming this whole time. How could just one little knife do this to a person? Even with a butcher's saw, I'm pretty sure this should have taken all day. It can't be possible with just a knife. Those lines never existed in the first place. I'm fooling myself into thinking. Bile drips from my lips. I'm covered in it from my chin down. There's crimson mixed in. My stomach, despite being empty, continues to squirm and contrast, causing my esophagus and throat to bleed. It hurts. That's how I know. This isn't a dream. I'm just lying to myself. I mean, it can hurt in dreams. Like, I got a fucking mean Charlie horse the other night when I was lying in bed, asleep. And, it took me a moment to wake up. So, when it first happened, I didn't even know what was happening. It's like my dream entirely changed to just, me being in pain into whatever scenario I was in. And I'm like, this doesn't make any sense. And then, I woke up because it hurt so fucking bad. And then I had to, grip my leg and was just rolling around in my bed, not screaming, but, just kind of going like, ooh, like when you fucking stub your toe or something. I knew all along. I craved that woman from the moment I saw her. The same goes for my eyes. I knew the lines meant I could cut anything I see like paper. I knew deep down that this applied to humans as well. I never gave it a second thought. I was intent on living an ordinary life. I was capable of killing a person like this. I should have gouged my eyes out, or at least shunned human contact. So sorry. Such a simple promise, but I couldn't keep my word. I don't know. The impulse that was so strong just moments ago seems to have faded entirely. The thought of fighting the urge didn't even cross my mind. As if it were perfectly natural, I followed through, thinking nothing else. So the answer is simple. I must be insane. Probably began 7 years ago. Ever since the accident that should have killed me. Or since I miraculously returned from the brink of death. Okay, this is starting to hurt my eyes. Do I need to hit the... Nope. Okay. I thought it was like one of those things where it's like secretly a prompt where I have to like hit continue to like, you know, like when a line of text comes up, you know, you gotta hit, you know, the advanced button. And sometimes in these VNs it just stops like that in like a scene transition. It's like you have to know to hit it, but it doesn't tell you. So it's like you're just sitting around waiting for something to happen on its own and it just doesn't. You hear the distant sound of rain. Long and gentle hiss of rainfall touching down. My head is hazy. My throat aches with every breath. Can't help but wince.
四季様
Suddenly, I sense a person. Voice by my side. Okay, Hisui, we gotta do something about either the color of these walls or the lights. It's way too fucking bright in here. I find myself lying in my own bed. I put on the glasses that are placed next to my pillow.
おはようございます四季様
翡翠。
はいお体の具合はいかがでしょうか
Like fucking shit. What a strange question to ask. How am I feeling? Why would I?
なん、
Well, that's a good question. Why? Am I sleeping here?
俺は人を殺し。
I stop short of saying it. The reasoning part of me hits the brakes, compelling me not to utter that word.
翡翠。俺、どうしてここに。
Yeah, because once you say it, it becomes real and you can't ignore it anymore.
覚えていらっしゃらないのですか四季様
Nope. Isui furrows her brow ever so slightly.
学校の方から四季様は早退したというお電話がありましたですが夕方になっても帰ってこられず姉が探しに行ったところ
公園って近く
Yeah,
の
the
公園
burner park,
はい
where all the bad things
四
happen.
季様はベンチで休まれておりその後ご自分の足で屋敷までお帰りになられました
嘘だろそんな覚え全くないんだけど
四季様の記憶が定かではないのはそうおかしなことではないと思い
Yeah,
ま
it
す
must have been in a rough state to just, you know, pass out on a fucking park bench near your house.
貧血による衰弱で四季様は意識が混濁していたようなので
I don't remember anything. Still, can't deny any of what Hisui has told me.
ああもう夜の9時なんだ全然記憶にないや
Oh, you know, you went on a little side quest there around 2, so...
はいお屋敷に戻られた四季様は眠りたいとだけ告げてお部屋で休まれたのですお医者様をお呼びしようとしたの
Man,
で
you
す
were
が
fully on autopilot,
四季
huh?
様はいつものことだから
It's like when people go in for certain medical procedures, you know, they put them under... it's not anesthesia, but it's like the... Well, it kind of is anesthesia, but it's
確
like
か
it
に
doesn't
貧
knock
血
you
で
out, it
倒
just
れ
like
るのはい
makes you
つもの
forget.
ことだけど
Or like stops you from like your brain from like actually recording the memories as or the things that happen as memories, so you're still conscious. You know, like when you get fucking... It's not like the normal like prostate exam, but it's like the one where they have to take the tube and like fucking stick the camera up your ass to like look at your guts. It's like they'll do that because sometimes you need to be like conscious to kind of like help the doctor out, like okay, I need you to kind of like lean this way, you know, tell me if you feel a pinch. But you get a little wacky, you know. But this time was different. I killed someone. Oh, wait.
翡翠俺どんな格好をしてたんだ
は
だから服装俺のシャツとか靴とかその血で
Yeah, I didn't like bump my head or something. Or get a bloody nose, did I? Should have been soaked in it.
四季様の制服でしたら汚れていましたので洗濯をして。
洗濯って、あんな血だらけの服を。
確かに泥にまみれてはおりましたが、血液らしきものはありませんでした。それに、汚れていたのはシャツとズボンだけで、上着は。
Well, that can't be right. I was kneeling in a sea of blood. My arms and legs should have been stained red.
四季様、何か良くない夢でも見られていたのですか？
Yeah, it was pretty bad.
先ほどまでうなされていたようですし、今もお顔の色が優れません。
Isui looks directly at me.
夢って。
Could it have been a dream? Yeah, we decided on it, that it was. That sensation. That smell of blood. That woman in white. A miracle given flesh.
いや、そうだよな。あんなのは悪い夢だ。
I let out a relieved sigh. That's right. It was nothing more than a horrible dream. I'd never do something that would break my promise with Master, especially without a decent reason. Well, just like how people's fucking precious little princess Pitbull would never, you know,
冷めた。
maul a cat or something.
四季様のご気分さえよろしければ、夕食の支度をいたします。
いや、夕食は。
No, it was only a dream. I can't get the color or smell of blood out of my head.
ごめん、いらない。
Maybe just like some big old plate of mashed potatoes or something, you know?
今晩はこのまま眠ることにする。それより翡翠。
はい。何でしょうか、四季様。
そのさ。
If I killed someone, would you help me hide the
夕方に
body?
帰ってきたらしいけど、秋葉はなんて言ってた？
I mean, she was probably angry before you showed up, but then was probably just like absolutely fucking like grief stricken.
秋葉様なら、その時間はお帰りになられてはおりませんでした。2時間ほど前にお帰りになられた折、四季様のご容体をお伝えしておきましたが。
Isui gives me an inquisitive look, as if to say, what about it?
いや、別に何でもないんだ。帰ってきてまだ3日目なのに迷惑をかけて呆れてるだろうなって。
確かに秋葉様は
That
ご気分
one
を
wasn't
害
your
されて
fault.
おりましたが、
Yeah.
呆れているというわけではなさそうでした。
Isui takes a step back after she speaks.
それでは失礼します。何かご用がおありでしたらお呼びください。
ああ、ありがとう。もう一つ聞き忘れてた。
Again, you know, just hypothetically, would you help me hide a body?
はい。何でしょう、四季様。
外、
Yeah, we do got this big
雨が降って
forest
る。
right,
いつから降り始めたのかな、これ。
四季様がお帰りになられる前からです。姉が見つけたとき、四季様は雨に濡れていたとのことです。
Really? I don't remember that either. I guess my anemia was particularly bad this time. Should have just rested at school.
おやすみ。今日は本当にすまない。
Okay,
お
but
客さんにもお礼を伝えてみてくれ。
going for a run in a nice fall autumn rain, now that's nice.
かしこまりました。それではおやすみなさいませ。
You know, assuming your hands don't like go numb because it's like getting too cold. But if it's warm enough out where it's you know, your extremities just don't freeze,
夢だったんだ。
like that's nice. The words feel bleak coming from my lips. Nothing feels real. Not the horrible dream, or the fact that it was a dream. Rain outside falls hard. My head is still a little heavy. They appear on my chest. My scar from 7 years ago stands out starkly against my skin, like burn marks. Even though they're so obvious and apparent. People forget to draw them all the time in fan art. The knife my father left me is sitting on the desk in my room. It was a dream. There's no way it was anything else. I repeat those words in my head to convince myself and close my eyes. I exhale deeply, like I'm trying to expel some deep-seated odor from my lungs. My consciousness fades, and I'm ushered into a deep, dark slumber. When I was a child, I remember someone urging me to never tell a lie I didn't believe myself. Yep, let's not think on that whatsoever. Sure, we'll save. Oh, Fire and Blood 1. That sounds, just old dandy, not ominous whatsoever. Oh, I'm just yawning real hard right now. Give me a sec. I need a sip of my coffee. Oh, choked on it. I'm doing great. I wake to see a dull gray morning light. It's quiet. Even the pitter-patter of the rain is nowhere to be heard. The sky is still blanketed in clouds despite the rain having ceased. After taking one last deep breath, I heave myself off the bed. I could barely sleep last night. Whenever I thought I might drift off, the scene I witnessed would play out in the back of my mind. At times like this, possessing memories or clarity of thought can really be a pain. Just when you've got something you'd like to forget, your mind drags you back to relive the experience all over again. Get used to it, bud. Exactly. It was all just a dream. I'd like my brain to hurry and forget about it already. There's a knock at the door. The clock tells me it's just before 6 a.m. Knocking this early in the morning.
失礼いたしま。四季様。申し訳ありません。お目覚めでいらしたのですね。
Yeah, we beat you to the punch today.
いや、こっちこそ驚かせてごめん。昨日の夕方から寝ていたから早く目を覚ましたんだ。
Sorry we deprived you of your, personal hobby of just staring at us sleeping for an hour each morning.
それで翡翠の方こそどうしたんだ？こんな早くから何かあったのか？
Isui falls silent and gives me a hesitant look. Upon closer inspection, I realize she's cradling my freshly laundered clothes for the day.
着替えを持ってきてくれたのか？
はい。重ねて申し訳ありません。
Don't worry, you didn't wake us.
お見苦しいところをお見せしました。
I eye Hisui quizzically. Hisui stays silent. I don't recall seeing anything I describe as unbecoming, but I decide not to push the matter.
とにかくありがとう。制服はそこに置いていいよ。すぐに着替えて今に行くから。
はい。それでは失礼します。
Isui quietly heads for the door, but stops just short of it. She swiftly turns to face me again.
四季様。お時間があるのでしたら、入浴の用意もいたしますが。
Damn, we look at that rough.
入浴って朝から？
I prefer, having both. Shower in the morning and in the evening.
はい。四季様はひどく汚れています。学校に行く前にお体を流された方がよろしいのではないでしょうか。
Now that she mentions it, I am a mess. Which isn't much of a surprise, considering I passed out in the middle of the park yesterday.
そうだな。悪いけど用意してくれる？ この時間なら学校にも十分間に合うし。
Or, you know, just take a shower.
かしこまり
Be
ま
done
した
in like 6 minutes.
では20分ほど経ちましたら浴場においでください。
You know, I used to take really long showers just because I liked sitting in the hot water, but I've gotten to that point in my life where it's just I'm in the shower for as little time as possible. So he places the uniform down, then leaves the room. Certain traumatic events in life just entirely alter your brain chemistry. Still only 6 a.m. With nothing else to do, I spend 20 minutes idly staring at the ceiling. I see you also share my morning routine. Used to be nice. I had a nice, like, Bluetooth connected light bulb that I had in my ceiling fan that hooked up to an app on my phone that I was able to set it to go off with my alarm each morning. So that way, you know, the light turned on and I couldn't just roll over and go back to sleep because I was fucking blinded by LEDs. But now it's rough because that light bulb died and I've been too lazy to go to like Lowe's to get a new one. So I just lie in bed, just stare at the ceiling and kind of my window with the curtain still drawn, you know, trying to build up the willpower to get out of bed instead of just like turning off my phone and pretending to sleep all day instead of going to work. The thoughts throbbing at the back of my mind are washed away by the water. Seated beside the bathtub, I upend a bucket over my head and take a deep breath as the chilly water soaks through my hair. Such a horrible dream. Why would I even dream about murdering some woman I've never seen before? I'm greeted by these sorts of dreams purely because I'm unaccustomed to living in the mansion, and I'm dreading what else is to come.
そうだよな。気を引き締めないと。
We all have those fucked up thoughts. It's like whenever you like pick up a knife, you're like, damn, I could totally just like stab the person sitting next to me. And you're like, what the fuck? Why did I think that? I run the cool water over my head one more time, rubbing and cleaning every part of my body. My towel just barely grazes my throat before a stinging pain hits me.
なんだこれ。
Yeah, fucking Noelle like stabbed you in the neck the other day. Did you forget? Look at my neck in the mirror. Gross. My throat looks red and swollen. Though the realistic thing is probably like, oh, I must have got like bit by some strange bug when I was passed out in the dirt in the park. I return to my room and change in my uniform. It's a little past 7 a.m. Still bewildered at how a simple bath could make me feel so much better, I grab my bag and leave the room. Yeah, and what's up? Hi, Kawaku. Kawaku steps out of the parlor just as I come down the stairs.
それになんだかさっぱりしていらっしゃいます。もしかしてお風呂上がりなんですか？
Yeah, you look so clean and presentable for once.
ええ、さっきまで入
Instead
っ
of
てい
like
ました。
some fucking wild
す
dog.
ごいですね、琥珀さん。そういうの分かるものなんですか？
一目瞭然ですよ。チキさん髪が乾ききってませんから。お風呂上がりだとチキさんは一層可愛らしくなるんですね。
Mm-hmm. You got that shine, that shimmer. I have to avert my gaze from her light-hearted smile. As I am now, her pure, innocent expression does nothing but make my chest ache.
ちょっと待っててくださ
You're
い
giving me
ね。
heartburn, Hisu. I mean, not Hisui, fucking Kawaku. Sorry. I was looking at the hair.
朝ごはんこれから支度をしますから。
え、
Breakfast. Something edible. Even that word is enough to make me recall the color of blood. The thought leaves me with even less of an appetite than usual.
そうですね。今朝は洋風でいいですか？
Yeah, some toast with a big old slathering of, you know, raspberry jam.
ああ、うん。基本的にどっちでもいいんですけど。そっか、朝ごはんか。
You know, maybe a
あん
full
まりに
English.
もお
Let's
風呂
get
が
some
気持ちよかったから忘れてた。
fucking, you know, black pudding in there. So a little bit of blood sausage.
四季さんは昨夜も食べていませんから、お腹の音で目を覚ましたのかなって翡翠ちゃんと話してたんですけど。
いや、単純に寝すぎただけだよ。子供の頃から小食だったから、1食2食抜くのはよくあることだったし。
Okay, but you can't skip meals for 2 days in a row, dude.
はは言われてみると四季さんって贅肉のないいい体をしていますものね。
そんなこだわりはなかったけど、言われてみれば有馬の家では野菜ばっかり食べてた気
Well,
がし
yeah,
ます。
they're easier on her stomach, you know. When I was discharged from the hospital, the doctor told me to avoid anything that's hard on the digestive system. But I think I would have avoided meat even if he hadn't told me to. One way or another, meat just reminds me of death.
好き嫌いはないんですね。
You get used to it. You see body parts, you know, all on their own, and like, oh, that's gross. But then, you know, you eventually you're just able to compartmentalize it in your brain, and then just, you know, you get your nice steak at the grocery store and throw it on the grill and be like, meat.
それでしたら安心してお食事を用意できます。
You know, you just don't think about the
すぐにお
horrific
作り
things
します
you've
から、
experienced and push
今
them
で
deep
待っていて
down
く
in
だ
the
さい
dark
な。
corners of your mind, where you never have to see or process them or deal with them ever again, you know? Waku quickly turns to leave. But I stop her, feeling like I won't be able to pass anything through my throat as things are now.
ああ、いいんだ琥珀さん。今日は食欲がないからこのまま学校に行くよ。秋葉にもそう伝えておいてくれ。
At least pop your head in and like maybe have a, you know, cup of tea or something. I turn and head for the front door. But as soon as I do, a firm pair of hands grips my arm.
四季さ
I wasn't expecting that. Waka looks angrier than I've ever seen her.
ん、なんてことを言い出すんですか。四季さん、今朝は鏡をご覧になってないんですか。
I mean, he probably looks like shit,
Yeah.
but
鏡なら風呂場で見たけど。
嘘です。ご自分の顔を一度でも見ているならそんなことは言えません。
looking a little gaunt. Waka was seriously mad. Now I think about it, when I glanced at myself in the mirror earlier, I didn't just look pale, I was ashen white.
いや、でも大丈夫だって。俺はもともと血の気が少ないし、人より顔色が悪く見えるだけと
You
いうか。
don't look just bad, you look like fucking death.
ダメです。朝ごはんを食べないと大きくなれないんですから。食欲がないようでしたら病人食にいたしますから、どうぞ食堂にいらしてください。
Or, you know, even if you don't eat, you know, she'll just fucking hit you up with an IV and just like squeeze the entire thing in your arm. I guess there's no fighting it. I still don't really feel like having breakfast, but if Kohaku is this insistent, I have no other choice. Yeah, if you didn't know, you don't need to take an IV in that slow drip, 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 drip. I've seen it, like, I've done, like, volunteer stuff where I have, like, a fucking, like, defibrillator and, like, first aid kit on, like, those fucking big, like, marathon rucks that, sometimes the military organizes. And, like, if people pass out on those, like, the medics go out and they have, like, the fucking IV bag and they'll just fucking hit them in the arm and go, and fucking, like, crush that thing like it's a Capri Sun and just, like, juice them up.
お体の具合はよろしいのですか。
Get that good saline right in them. I can't say for certain, but Akia sounded a little reserved just then. I'd wager that a concern for my well-being might be overriding her usual firmness.
おはよう。体の方はまあそれなりに調子いいよ。
I take my seat at the table.
それでは食べやすいお雑炊などをご用意いたしますね。ちょっとだけお待ちください。
Waku leaves the room in a flurry. She's probably headed for the kitchen in the mansion's west wing. Which leaves me alone with the two others in the dining room. And usually restrained Akia and Hisui, who's taken up her spot against the wall. It's incredibly awkward, to say the least.
兄さん、 昨夜のことですけど、公園で倒れていたというのは本当なんですか？
You know,
ああ、
maybe.
自分でもいまいち覚えてないけど、琥珀さんと翡翠がそう言うんならそうなんじゃないか？
We're gonna have to get you like a life alert, bud.
も
Like,
う
help! I've fallen
他
and I
人事
can't
のよう
get
におっ
up.
しゃらないでください。
Like, Hisui, come save me.
兄さんは体が弱いんですから、危ないと感じたら屋敷に連絡を入れてください。すぐに迎えの者を行かせますから。
Mhm.
な、小学生じゃないんだからそんなのは必要ないよ。どんなに気分が悪くたって自分一人で帰ってこれる。
You know, outside in the fucking elements in the middle of the rain.
それでは兄さんはまだ子供なんですね。
Yeah.
昨日は一人で帰ってこれなかったんですから。
昨日は特別だ。あんなことはめったにない。
But it does get that bad.
大
For
体
normal
な、
people, it never
俺は
gets
慢
that
性
bad.
的な貧血持ちなだけで体が弱いわけじゃない。いちいち秋葉に心配される筋合いはないよ。昨日は単に致命的に間が悪かっただけなんだ。
致命的だなんてバカなことは言わないでください。ご自分の体のことでしょ。屋敷に帰られたばかりだというのに兄さんに死なれたら私はどうすればいいんです。
Well, you know, you're already accustomed to planning family funerals, so. Oh, it'd probably be even easier because I doubt many people are going to show up to this one. Miki is seriously mad. I'm a little surprised that she cares this deeply.
兄さんは軽率すぎます。もう少しご自分をいたわってあげてください。
Yeah, God, you're being so selfish. Think of the people around you, dude.
いや、俺だってあまり無理はしてないよ。部活もやってないし、医者の言うことは全部守ってるし。
Oh, so you're doing the bare minimum.
これ以上いたわれって言うんなら、どっかのサナトリウムにでも入るしかないんじゃないか？
So what? You want a fucking gold sticker? You know, gold star?
できることならそうしてしまいたいぐらいです。どこかの孤島でも買い取ってそこで反省していただくのもありですね。
Despite her pouty, averted gaze, Nakia says something truly frightening in a completely casual tone. The scariest part of all this is that for her, what she's talking about isn't out of the question.
いいわ。今回は何事もなかったので不問にしてあげます。
You get one mulligan.
でも次はありませんからね。
After giving me a piece of her mind, Nakia's temper seems to cool a little. Throughout the entire exchange, Isui watches us like a statue. This awkward silence is just the worst. Still some time before Kohaku returns with my breakfast. Until then, let's, you know, reconnect, because we've just kind of been doing nothing but fighting with Akia ever since we came back.
そういえば、思い出したんだけど、秋葉は今も朝女の生徒なんだよな。
はい。朝上女学院は中学校から大学までのエスカレーターですから。
Asagami Girls Academy is a prestigious institution located in a prefecture that borders ours. It was founded as a missionary school during the early Meiji era, and you could still see the traces of its origins even now. During the Showa era, the school was on the verge of financial ruin, but it managed to solve itself thanks to the goodwill of a new benefactor.
あそこは全寮制だろ。
Yeah,
ど
they
うし
changed
て
the
ここから
uniform
通っている
too,
のかなって。
you know, now that we're in the new era, to be a little more modern.
朝上のおじさまとお父様は懇意の間柄でしたから、多少のわがままは聞いていただけます。事情があるのなら自宅からの登校も許可すると。
So how long is that commute? I know they say it's in the prefecture next door, but like how close are you to
俺
the
が聞きたいの
border
は
of,
そういうこと
you
じゃ
know,
なくて、
between prefectures here?
秋葉は親父が亡くなるまで寮の方で生活してたんだろ。なんで今になってうちから通ってるんだよ。
Oh, that's it?
車で1時間近くかかるんじゃないか。
それは
Akia stammers out a few words and averts her gaze.
四季様明葉様は以前から
Yep,
週
Hisui
の
coming in for
半
the
分
save.
お屋敷でお過ごしになられていました。ですので学園に通うのはそう特別なことではありません。
そうだったのか。けどなんだってそんなことに。
You know, she has a lot of important responsibilities to deal with here.
お父様のたっての願いでしたから、週の半分はこちらで過ごすことにしていたんです。
Everything immediately falls into place. Akihisa Tono would never stand for letting Akia have any time to herself, even when she entered middle school.
そっか。でも親父はもういないんだ。明葉も無理することないんじゃないか。ただでさえ忙しいのに往復2時間もかけるなんてバカらしい。
It's not that
その分
crazy. Let's be
宿舎で
honest.
友達と過ごした方が楽しいだろう。
ええ、そうできたら苦労はしません。ですが私には責任がありますから、
Mhm.
昨日のようなことがある限り当分は屋敷から学校に通います。
昨日のようなこと。
Yeah, almost like we got some problem child at home now that needs the supervisor's direct, intervention every now and again. By every now and again, we mean every single fucking day, apparently. Is there some sort of financial problem while I was gone?
何でもありません。自覚がないのでしたら結構です。それよ
Or,
り
you
兄
know,
さん、
other
随分と浅上女学院につい
issues
て
going on
詳
around
しい
town
よう
right
ですが、
now.
興味でもおありでしたの？
Tsukihime manga did a fantastic job of kind of like integrating some new like manga original scenes that connect a lot of the behind the scenes stuff together. You know that isn't in the original VN, but makes sense that it would happen. And it's really good. I highly recommend to go read the manga.
男性にはあまり縁のない世界のはずですが。
Yes, a hidden garden, you know.
うん。そりゃちょっとは知ってるよ。だって明葉の通ってる
Abound
学
with
校なんだから。
lilies.
は？
お前が中学生になった時、恵子さんに聞いたんだよ。浅上女学院に入学したって。だから少しは。
Fucking nosy aunts. I figured it wouldn't hurt to learn a little more about the school my little sister was attending.
今はネットのおかげで調べるのも簡単だし、さすがに現地には行ってないけど。
そ
Yeah,
そ
can't
う
just
で
show
した
up
か。
unannounced.
失礼しました。私はてっきり。
It's not hard to guess why Ikea jumped to conclusions. School is highly exclusive, and many of the students are said to be gorgeous, not to mention from well-to-do families. I've heard rumors that a family invite to its yearly festival, the only way in for non-students, is worth its weight in gold. At least, according to the pointless intel that Arihiko lambasted me with.
お待たせしました。梅じそと卵のおかゆ登場です。
Okay, that's not that bad. As long as, the plum isn't, bright red and runny. Kawaku cheerfully pushes the food cart into the room.
おしゃべりはここまでだな。時間もないし、ちゃちゃっと食っちまおう。
Also, how do you like your eggs?
そ
You
の
can tell
乱
a
暴な
lot
言
from a
葉
person
遣いは
based
や
on
めてください。
how they get their eggs done.
ありゃ、すっかり元の調子に戻ったか。俺の心配をしてくれていた方がおとなしくてよかったのに。
Well, now that you've reassured her you won't be dropping dead, literally in the next 10 seconds, she can go back.
バカ
To,
な発言も控えてください。戻るも戻らないも私兄さんの心配なんてしていませんので。
Akia turns away from me with a huff. I give Kohaku a fond smile as I pull the bowl of porridge closer and take a spoonful.
いってらっしゃいませ。
Isui accompanies me to the main gate as usual. A lot of syllables in that word, hard to get out. However, I notice her hesitant stare. I watch as she takes a short breath, like she's struggling to find the right words.
四季様、昨日はどうなされたのですか？
別に何もないよ。学校で気分が悪くなって早退してここに帰ってくる途中で。
I guess I passed out in the park. On my way home?
公園で休んでいただけだ。でも確かに秋葉の言う通り軽率だった。これからは気をつける。
責めているのではありません。今朝の四季様はひどく無理をしているように見えたのです。
Yeah, almost like you got a lot weighing
どうか
on you.
みちみちお気をつけください。
Thanks for worrying. It's been hard for her to confront me like this. She sees me off with a deep bow. Thanks, Isui. You're so sweet. More and more school uniforms dot the streets as I get closer to school. It's 7:45 a.m. Everyone's ambling along, probably because there's still plenty of time left till homeroom. My pace is just as leisurely as that of the other students. I don't have to worry about being late. In fact, I don't have a care in the world. I start my day like any other. School gates are just on the other side of this crossing. The light turns red, so I stop at the curb. I can see the school's perimeter wall across the streets. Protected by the guardrails lining the sidewalk, a steady stream of students heads for the gates. Man, I hope nothing weird's on the guide rail. There's no one here but Soya High School students at this time of day. Or at least, there shouldn't be. And yet, through the rush of passing cars, I catch a glimpse of white. Hi! It's her. Ethereal, white, undeniable. Golden hair shimmering like the sun. Long, thin eyebrows, framing crimson eyes. Though I've only seen her once before, I can never mistake her. This is impossible. Yesterday, I cut her into pieces with my own hands. See, I'm so flabbergasted, even I'm like losing my ability to speak. No, that can't be. That was all just a terrible dream. Tsui, Akia, and Kohaku told me. Nothing of the sort. It's simply what I wanted to believe. It wasn't a dream. It wasn't a hallucination. It was all real. I killed her. I killed her. I killed her. I, without question, killed her. You like what I did there? You know, mixing up the emphasis on, you know, the different words to change the meaning of the sentence. But if I did, then why? Why is she here? Right here, right in front of my eyes. The traffic light turns green. The students surrounding me start to cross the street. I'm the only one who hangs behind, standing motionless on my side of the road. She sits there on the guardrail, casually swinging her legs back and forth. Almost seems like she's waiting for something. Or someone. I have no way of telling how long she's been waiting. Her expression is relaxed and unassuming. I'll be honest, I do miss the granny skirt. I did like the long purple skirt, but, you know, mini skirt and, you know, tights have their appeal. I will not deny that either. Is she really waiting for someone? Restless movements betray a nervous excitement, as if she were waiting on a lover. Hold on. She's waiting? Who's she waiting for? Isn't it obvious? Isn't it incredibly obvious? I'd do the same thing. Anyone would. If I were killed by someone, if I could, I'd go straight after the person who did it. I've got a terrible feeling about this. A chill crawls its way up my back like a centipede. Feels as though my spine wants to burst out through my mouth. The woman in white looks my way. Our eyes meet. We're thinking the same thing. Everything is exactly what I was afraid of. No. This is all just a coincidence. Has to be. Yeah, you know, dreams, they take, you know, random bits and pieces you see in your everyday life, then use them to, like, set scenes and, you know, scenarios in your head. So maybe you just saw her on the street, you know, and subconsciously, you know, just tossed her in as, you know, one of the characters of your dreams. And, you know, that's all it was, you know? There's no reason to feel like this. We've never met. No connection exists between the two of us. She's just a stranger that looks like her. She's got to be waiting for someone else. The only other explanation is that this moment I'm experiencing is a nightmare. If it weren't, then there'd be no way a dead person could be alive and walking around. Not after being dismembered like that. She got better. So why? Why is she looking at me with that wicked smile on her face? That satisfied grin of someone who just spotted their killer. As if to say, I've been waiting for you. The woman pushes herself off the guardrail and raises her hand in greeting. Hello! She lightly brushes her hair back as she turns to face me.
なんだよ、それ。
Just a bad dream. The traffic light blinks red. Better not be blinking lead.
来るな、来るな。
The woman waltzes through the oncoming traffic without even flinching once. She's less than 3 meters away now. Don't know whether this is a dream or reality.
だから、来るなって言ってるのに。
I shout at her, but it changes nothing. Gotta escape. I have to get away from the woman in white. I run. I run with all my might. Without a shred of shame or concern for my reputation, I run, pushing and shoving my way through passerbys as my feet strike the pavement. My breathing grows ragged, and my heart pounds and screams for me to stop. I can't stop running. My face must look unrecognizable, etched with such exhaustion and pain. My vision gets distorted by the tears stinging my eyes. My throat burns. My lungs squeeze and twist to wring out my breath. I'm shaking uncontrollably. Feels like the tendons in my hands might tear from the convulsions. My feet hit the ground haphazardly, legs moving without time to think where they land. Each step sending a numbing shock through my thighs. Ooh, buddy, you gotta work on your form. Your heel striking. That's fine. Even if my legs tear themselves to shreds, that's fine. Just, if I stop running here, I might lose my mind. I look over my shoulder. I can see the woman in white casually coming my way. All doubt vanishes from my mind. She's following me. The woman I killed is following me. Alone is plenty of reason for me to lose my mind. My heart feels like it might explode, but I ignore it and keep running. Whenever I look around, she's still there, sauntering behind me as if she were taking a simple stroll, while I keep fleeing with all my might. I tilt my head to the skies. My arms feel heavy. All sensation has long abandoned my legs. I'm running faster than I ever have in my life. So why can't I shake her? Why can't I outrun her leisurely pace? I'm completely out of breath. Don't even know how many kilometers I've run at full speed. She's still behind me, walking. With all the effort of someone out for a stroll. She never fails to lag behind. The image of a ghost steered into my proverbial rearview mirror. Objects are closer than they appear. There's nothing funny about the situation, but I can't help but laugh. Now, as long as it gets you to breathe, a stream of laughter bursts out. I keep running. My body screams that I might collapse and die if I continue. But still, I keep running. It's clear why I have to run. The second she catches me, she'll kill me. I don't have any basis for thinking that. I know better than anyone that I'd be fooling myself if I tried to laugh it off. I don't need reasons or evidence. It's just how the world works, to reap what I've sown. An eye for an eye, a life for a life. Since I killed her, she now has the right to kill me. It's as simple as that. It's a simple fact that my life will end the second I get caught. Oh, cool. You came to the fucking Yakuza 0 empty lot. I fall, sprawling pathetically on the ground. I didn't even stumble or trip. My limbs just couldn't carry me a single step further. I've had that happen. We were doing like sprints up a grass hill in the park where I used to be assigned, and you know, on one of them, it's just like the muscles gave out. They're like, "Nope, that's it. You're done." And I just like fell to the ground, just completely seized up. Not like a cramp. They just like, yeah, I'm not doing this anymore. Get fucked. I crawl across the ground to the wall. With my palms against the stone, I will myself to get back on my feet. It's no use. The second I lift myself up off the ground, my knees give out and I fall back down with a thud. I can no longer move my body, not even an inch. I throw my head backwards and wheeze for air. It hurts. I can't get enough oxygen at all. My brain is starving. I can't think. Can't make sense of what I'm doing. Why am I doing this? Why? How? Is the woman I killed still alive? Like I said, she got better. I cut her down perfectly. Thoroughly. I massacred her the most extreme way possible. How could she still be waiting outside of my school? How could she just sit there and smile at me when I arrived? That's right. I definitely killed her. I definitely killed her, and yet... Why? Yeah, Japanese writing trope would just repeat the same word over and over.
あれ追いかけっこはもう終わり
The sound of footsteps coming closer. A subdued noise that echoes through the alley. The woman shrugs her shoulders as if disappointed, and speaks to me as I lie slumped against the wall.
こんにちは。昨日は本当にお世話になったわ。
Yeah, you know, love showing a girl, new experience. She faces me with a carefree smile. I feel like I'm going crazy. Crazy about rats. Don't know what to make of her expression. Still wearing that smile, she brazenly enters the closed-off alleyway.
それとこれ、忘れ物。困るのよね。証拠になるようなものを落とされちゃう。
You fucking drop your school ID or something? A black object lands in front of me with a light thud. My bag. I didn't even notice I'd lost it yesterday. Yeah, you like tossed it in the bushes, but then you never went back for it. No, hold on. What'd she just say? Incriminating? Did she just say incriminating? shit, I've got to get out of here. I urge my legs to move, only to push my back harder into the concrete wall, blocking my way.
追いかけっこは終わりなんでしょ？
You know, just thinking maybe if I push hard enough, I can get lucky and like quantum tunnel my way through the wall.
だってここ袋小路だもん。おまけに人気もないから邪魔が入る心配もないし。
Yeah, let's have a nice civil talk, huh? The woman looks oddly cheerful. Dead end? With no one around? I look around in a panic and curse myself for my stupidity. Why the hell did I decide to flee here of all places? It's like I'm begging to be killed.
長かったな。あれから18時間、ようやくあなたを捕まえた。
Woman takes another step towards me.
お前
何？
お前は確かに。
ええ、昨日あなたに殺された女よ。
Mm-hmm.
覚えていてくれて嬉しいわ。
It's the response I least wanted to hear, regardless of whether this is real or not.
ふざけるな。死んだ人間が生きてるはずがないだろう。
Well...
そうだけど、そう驚くことでもないんじゃない？単に殺された後生き返っただけなんだから。
She just, you know, wound it back. The woman says as if it was nothing, coming ever closer. The space between us shrinks steadily.
生き返った。
I sit in a daze as I digest what she's told me. She came back to life? Does she mean she came back from the brink of death? What? Did she go to a doctor and undergo an operation and bring her back?
バカにす
Yeah,
る
like
な。
I said, you never checked for a pulse. You know, you didn't confirm death. She was still alive, legally.
あんなに手足をバラバラにされて生き返る人間がいるもんか。
うん。だって私、人間じゃないもの。
Words are too simple to interpret any other way. I'm not human. That's what the woman just told me.
人間じゃない。
Ah, she's like a earth elemental.
当たり前でしょ？手足をバラバラにされて
Don't question why
一
she's
人
from
で
the
に
moon.
再生できる人間がいると思う？
No human could. That much is fact. If someone could, it might look human, but no way they'd be considered the same anymore. Someone who can die and come back to life. A being that doesn't care if it ceases to breathe. One that can recover fully, even after being cut to pieces. Something that may look human, definitely can't be called one. And now I'm thinking of like deep fucking Nasu lore stuff. Like one thing that never really came up again after Tsukihime was like they brought up, I think, a little bit in CL's route, like when they were going off explaining like different kinds of like supernatural people. Like they never really went into the psychic stuff, you know? Like sure they talked about mages and they talked about like fucking ghost liners and shit. And you know, fucking elementals like Arc. And they brought up like psychics for a couple lines, but they never really, I don't really think that's ever been extrapolated on. There's probably like some random fucking bullshit in like case files where they go see a psychic or something. I don't know, man. I literally don't know. I'm just fucking talking my ass here, but you know, that's something like that's like a grain of sand that's been wedged into my brain for fucking a decade, where I'm like, yeah, they never really extrapolated on that very much, did they? It appears that's the true form of the woman in front of me. I try to laugh at the situation, but my throat is too wrecked to let any sound through.
なんだよそれ。
It isn't funny enough to be a joke. And even if it were a joke, it all fits together a little too well. I mean, she's got a point. If she isn't human, then it could actually be possible for her to come back to life even after being massacred in such a way. My mind finally starts to settle down. I recall the words of the one who saved me so long ago. First, I need to take a good look. Then, I need to think everything through. That's the type of situation I'm in right now.
人間じゃないって言ったな。
What are
そ
you?
れじゃ何なんだ。
There we go. Now we're asking some useful questions.
私は吸血鬼って呼ばれてるけど、
But it's a little more complicated than that.
わかりやすく言えば人の血を吸って生きてる怪物かな。
Well, that's much better. Her being a vampire makes all this a little easier to understand. Even I know what a vampire is. It may just be the stuff of legends, but I doubt there's anyone out there who hasn't heard of them. Bram Stoker wrote a famous book about them once. In Western fiction, they're often described as undying monsters in human form. Sometimes they're also described as bloodsuckers, which is what they are in a nutshell. They're monsters that drink blood, so of course they're not human.
そう。吸血鬼。
It's like, oh yeah, when you say it like that, you know, it all just clicks into place. It all makes sense. Of course. How silly of me. It sounds so ridiculous. Just saying it out loud nearly makes me burst into a mad laugh. I was gonna say laughter, but it's a mad laugh. I'm gonna get killed any moment now, and I feel incredibly calm about it. Yeah, you know, if it's a vampire, fucking Shikatenai couldn't do anything about it. What can I say? I just don't have the energy to care anymore. Not that I would do any good. She seems satisfied as she peers down at my pathetic figure. Wait, I thought vampires weren't able to walk around in broad daylight. It means she's a strong vampire. You know, daywalker. No, never mind. That's not really something for me to focus on right now.
で、その怪物が俺なんかに何の用だって言うんだ。
Oh, you know, just once I have a little talk. Maybe cave your skull in, depending on how the talk goes. I blurt out the words in a fit of frustration. The woman looks taken aback for a moment. She crosses her arms in front of her chest, looking me over with a small pout.
驚いた。昨日私に何をしたか忘れたの？あなたは見ず知らずの私を会った瞬間にバラバラに殺してくれたのよ。
Yeah, it was so
そ
rude.
れで何の用だなんてよっぽど手慣れているみたいね。
Looks more baffled than angry. But I could say I'm equally baffled. I mean, the woman I killed with my own two hands is standing right in front of me, grumbling that I had the gall to kill her.
ちょっと聞いてるの？殺人狂。
ああ、聞いてる。我ながらものすごい悪運持ちだなって。
Yeah, things are getting a little wacky. You want to like take a seat? This might take a while.
悪いけど、ちょっと黙っててくれないか。
How rude. I need something to blame. Otherwise, I'll end up destroying myself. I learned just how bad my luck is, though it's a little late for that. For whatever reason, I was overcome by the urge to kill this woman. So I rode the urge till I finished the job. Everything I can recall is fuzzy, so I convinced myself that it was just a dream. It wasn't, and the person I killed wasn't even human. I'm to accept what words? Accept that I'm strange and defective. But compared to, well, all of this, I'm actually on the normal side. Yeah, I might be, you know, a fucking crazy homicidal maniac, but at least I'm human. I break out in laughter. It's not all bad news. If the woman I killed really has come back to life, then that means I haven't killed anyone. Nope, still did. Still did it. She just got better. Attempted murder is still bad. Might have performed the act of killing, yet she's still alive and well. At the very least, that's something for me to take comfort in. That's right. If I didn't kill anyone, then everything might be fine. And maybe start with an apology. Chiki Tono can actually go back to his normal day-to-day life. Sure, in exchange for that, I'm now being hunted by a deranged lunatic. But that's still better than being a murderer. It's still a case of bad luck, but it's bad luck of the very best kind. Now, the whole situation might be ridiculous. At least I'm not the only one who's crazy.
いいよ、落ち着いた。
Yep, we got all our ducks in a row.
言いたいことがあるんだろう。文句でも恨み事でも思う存分言ってくれ。
そりゃあ言いたいことはいっぱいあるけど、あなた変わった人ね。吸血鬼を前にして何その態度。
What do you expect him to do? You know, it's such a out of the blue occurrence that
悪かったな。
you just
必死に
can't
直って
can't
る
react at all.
そうでもしないと自分で自分を殺しかねない。
If she's gonna kill me, I wish she'd get it over with. Yeah, at least we had the dignity or the decency to do it quickly. I've already dealt with my body, giving out on me 7 years ago now. No matter how terrible the act, I'm prepared to recognize that it really happened. Then again, never in my wildest dreams did I think I'd have to deal with a situation like this in the first place.
ふん。
The woman gives me a drawn-out look. Her gaze is sharp, but I don't sense any hostility. It's also backwards. Isn't it natural to want an eye for an eye? Shouldn't she be itching to pay me back?
何ジロジロ見てるんだ。お前は俺に復讐しに来たんだろ。
No, I think she was just kind of confused. Like, how the fuck did that happen?
ええ、確かに殺されたら殺し返すのがセオリーよね。それがお望みならしてあげるけど、とりあえず今はパスかな。それ、
I feel like the
損
equivalent
益
of
が
like
合わないから。
a fly just like flying into your forehead. Like you see it coming, but you can't move, and you're just like, well, whatever. But then it like fucking drops you to the floor, and you're just like, what the fuck? Hello? Her eyes are firmly fixated on me.
ねえ、反省してる？
え、
My eyes widen in surprise. Words just sounded so out of place.
私を殺しちゃったことを反省しているのかって聞いてるの。それでね、もしあなたが反省しているのなら許してあげようかなって。あなた、人間にしては嘘が下手そうな感じだし。
Yeah, he kind of wears his heart on his sleeve.
反省って俺が。
Yeah, he felt so bad about it, he threw up.
うん、あなたがごめんなさいって言ってくれれば私としてはそれでいいよ。
I can't believe it. Not just the part where my murder victim is telling me she'll forgive me. I can't believe how amazingly gentle she sounds.
もうこっちが真面目に聞いているんだからちゃんと答えるのが筋ってものでしょ。ほら早く答えて。反省しているのかしていないのか。
And you're lucky he actually does regret it, you know, not regret
そ
getting
こをはっ
caught,
き
but
り
you
さ
know,
せないと
actually,
先
you
に
know,
進めない
doing
んだ
it.
から。
Do I regret it? That goes without saying.
そりゃ
I try to speak, but something holds me back. You can't. If you say something now, you won't be able to continue living in ignorant bliss. Keep pretending this was a dream. Keep pretending you didn't notice. Keep pretending to be normal, it tells me.
そりゃ何？
Sorry, I'm having a private conversation with my subconscious here. My throat tightens. Fear begs me not to speak. But I can't run from this. It's something I have to face. I think someone who believed in me told me something similar once. If you truly want to live a normal life, then face your own sins. Face your own actions. Never, ever look away.
そりゃ後悔してる。なんであれ俺は人を殺してしまったんだから。
I wring my confession from my chest. As soon as the first words spill past my lips, there's no stopping them. I finally accepted my own failings. I killed this woman. I killed her with no mercy, for no reason. My own gratification.
そのことを後悔も反省もできる。できるのなら。
If I could be permitted such a cheap gesture.
何度でも頭を下げる。でもそれは意味のないことだ。事実として俺はあんたを手にかけた。
So, what if I buy you lunch and we call it even? What I did was unforgivable. That she was somehow resurrected is no excuse. Shikitono murdered the very woman he sees before him. I am guilty of a violation of the highest order. Of an act of unfathomable violence.
だからあんたは俺に復讐していい。俺が逃げたのはお前が怖かったからじゃない。俺自身の行為から。
Slumped against the alley wall, I confessed my sins to the empty air. It's as if I've finally woken up. I've spent the past day in a fugue. Hey man, I always go to fugue states, it's fine. In a fragile, transient dream. In a brief refuge from the reality of my own depravity. But now, at last, it's time to pay the piper.
そっか。うん、いい人なんだね、あなた。
I look up at her in surprise. She's smiling. She might call herself a vampire, but her expression is perfectly sweet and honest.
決めた。やっぱりあなたには私の手伝いをしてもらうわ。
We've achieved sidekick status, or grunt, or minion. Fucking Banania. Oh god, his fucking yellow melty costume. Her smile is different now. More meaningful, less innocent. Help? She wants me to help her?
おい、手伝いってなんだ。
だからあなたを許してあげる代償。この町に根付いている吸血鬼の始末を
Yeah,
ちょっと手伝ってもらおうかなって。
Yeah, I don't understand any of this.
待て、許す代償ってなんだ。っていうかそんな簡単に許せるのか。
Oh god, thinking of like the fucking vampire gang war shit. Didn't Ark have a fucking like slight cameo in one of the like Vampire the Masquerade games or something? Like there was a character called like fucking Moon Princess or something, or just called Princess, and it was blonde woman with white turtleneck and fucking long purple skirt, and it was pretty clear that yeah, that's just Arcueid in realistic style. I can't remember what game it was from. It was definitely from like one of those Vampire Masquerade games. I think. Don't quote me on that.
そもそも吸血鬼の始末ってお前自分のことを吸血鬼って言ってなかったか。
But the whole one of the whole conceits of that game is that there's like the different clans of vampires, and they're all turfing, or they're all beefing for turf. Just like this game. It's like pottery, it rhymes.
ああ、違う。私は吸血鬼だけど、町に根付いている吸血鬼はまた別物よ。あなた、この町に住んでいる人でしょ。なら、最近起きている殺人事件も知ってるわよね。
いや、まあ。
Big yawn. This little callback to the familiar news story snaps me out of my worked up state. Somehow, the strange circumstances around these murders seem more real than whatever's happened to me here.
そりゃあ知ってるよ。連続通り魔だろ。もう何人も殺されてる事件で被害者は血液を抜かれて。
The moment I say it, I suddenly realize what the woman is getting at. A very simple conclusion.
そう、私が言ってるのはそっちの吸血鬼のこと。自分を殺せ殺せってあなたは言うけど、私が殺したい相手は今のところそいつだけよ。この殺人犯ってあなたたちにとっても敵なんじゃないの？
Yerp. My mind is running in circles trying to keep up with the influx of new data. Oh, buddy, don't worry. She'll bust out a whiteboard later at some point. Question is whether she throws on her fucking granny glasses. Sure, I get the basics. I understand what she's saying. But on some fundamental level, I feel like all common sense has well and truly left the building. I mean, those were honestly like some of my favorite parts of Stay Night, you know, when we got fucking Tosaka Sensei out there, you know, with the glasses and like just lore dumping for 2 hours straight.
自分たちで吸血鬼の仕業かと言っているのに、誰も吸血鬼退治をしないんだもの。森が燃えているのに逃げ出さないリスみたい。
いや、だって吸血鬼なんているは
Yeah,
ず
you
ない
know,
だろ。
it's an analogy. Satisfied with my response, her lips burst into a pout. Right. The mysterious creature in front of me did say that she was a vampire as well.
でもそれじゃあ何か。
Yeah, it's been a while since your last trip down here, huh?
お前はその
You know,
こ
most
の
people
町で
don't
殺
think
人
there are
事件
just,
を
you
起
know,
こしている吸血鬼を
ghouls and goblins
退治
running
してくれ
amongst
るのか。
us. And you want me, of all people, to somehow help you?
ええ、何しろ予定が大きく崩れちゃって。昨日なぜか見ず知らずの殺人鬼に襲われて殺されちゃったから。
Well, you know.
あれは参ったな。もう完璧な不意打ちで反撃する間もなく17個に切断されたんだもの。
Yeah, you sense no aura. You know, you thought it was just a delivery man or someone, you know, knocking on the wrong door.
初めて見ただけの相手を尾行して殺したら満足して去っていくとかどうなの？ほんとひどいなんてものじゃないわ。言い逃れもできないぐらい完全な殺人鬼よ
To be
ね。
fair,
そいつ。
didn't leave satisfied, and we're sorry for throwing up on the floor into your blood puddle, which I hope you were able to separate that before it kind of absorbed back into you. Ah, shit. Yeah, that's pretty much what I was like yesterday. As much as I'd love to refute her, I'm fresh out of ammunition.
私だってね、復元するまでは本当にあなたを殺すつもりだったわ。あんな屈辱を受けたのは初めてだったし、復元しきるのに8割以上の力を消費してしまったわけだし。
That and it probably hurt like a motherfucker.
それより何より本当にものすごく痛かったんだから。あんまりにも痛いから気が触れそうになるんだけど、やっぱりあんまりにも痛くて正気に戻るの。そんな繰り返しを一晩体験した私の気持ちわかる？
No. I mean, I have been so sick with like fever and vomiting once that, you know, I was riding the line of consciousness for the entire night, just like passing out, waking up, like sleeping for 5 minutes, like waking up again, then like passing out. It was terrible. I'm sorry, but as a human, I don't think I could even begin to imagine what that was like.
それでね、もう憎くて憎くてあなたを探したわ。目的である吸血鬼も放っておいたぐらい、それだけにね。土地の記録からあなたの服装があの学校のものだって分かったのは2時間ぐらい前の話。
Dude, like investigating, or were you literally like sniffing?
本当は夜まで待って捕まえようと思ったけど、もう1分だって待ちたくなかった。それじゃあってあそこで待つことにしたの。
Like Ark crawling around on all fours, you know, just sniffing the ground like a bloodhound, you know, trying to track the scent. You know, where's it strongest? Ah, at the school. So that's why she was waiting for me outside the school. After all that agony, she must have been dying to kill me. But if that's the case,
わからないな。そこまで憎かったのに、どうして俺を許すなんて言うんだ。
well, because you seem like a weirdo.
そうね。簡単に言えば時間が経って冷静になったのかな。私も力を消費しちゃったことだし、めっためたに殺すよりぐっちゃぐちゃの盾になってもらった方が効率的だなって考えたの。
Squishy squashy death.
おい、今よからぬことを口にしなかったか、お前。
I mean, you gave her a cutty slicey death.
そんなこと言った？私。
人のことを盾にするって言った。
Well, clearly you can handle yourself, so, you know, she has nothing to worry about. She also added some pretty unfortunate adjectives to her description.
何よ、そんなの当然じゃない。私はあなたのことを許したけど、それは私個人の感情に整理をつけただけだもの。
Like, clearly you're like the strongest guy around here. Just look how easily you took me
あ
out.
なたが犯した殺害という行為そのものは、やっぱり気持ちじゃなくて、行為であがなうしかないでしょ？
So clearly you're useful to have in the team.
いや、でしょと言われても。
No, you're the burst DPS. Oh. I expected her to just kill me instead. But being asked to be her shield feels like a totally different kind of compensation. I can't exactly pinpoint what the difference is. I damn sure have a bad feeling about this.
素直なんだか意地悪なんだかわからない人ね。繰り返すけど、私はあなたに殺されたのよ。
And we apologized.
想像できないでしょうけど、一度死んでから蘇生するのにはそれなりに力を消費するんだから。
Look, at least they were clean slices, so you just kind of, you know, it's easy to put back together, and at least you didn't get turned into like fucking hamburger meat.
単純に殺されるだけならどうってことなかったわ。でもあなたの切り口は今まで見たこともない切断面で、傷口がつながらないから体を作り直すしかなかった。その結果、私は生き返るのにほとんどの力を使っちゃったんだからね。
She puffs up her cheeks in anger. It's rather comical, but oddly fitting. I guess she'd forgotten about her anger up until now. But explaining the situation is making her relive her fury.
とにかく、今の私は弱ってるの。二晩も経てば回復するだろうけど、
You're level down.
その前に襲われたら撃つ手がないの。
It's the beginning of a fucking
だからその
TRPG
間、
adventure, you
あな
know.
たには私の盾になってもらうから。
You got your big, strong character backstory, but you know, we gotta de-level you for the plot.
いや、もらうからって何勝手に決めてんだよ。
あなたのせいでこうなったんだから、
Or, you know,
それ
less
ぐ
for
ら
the
いはし
plot,
て
but
当
more for
然で
game
しょ。
balance, you know. Can't be starting with a level 20 character when everyone else is, you know, fucking level 2 in the inn.
それとも、やっぱり反省なんかしてないっていうの？
I'm trapped by her sincere gaze. She's so unfair. All this talk about regrets or the course of action aside, I'd really rather she didn't look down on me with those eyes. Calling yourself a monstrous vampire, you really shouldn't be going around staring people down with such pure, honest eyes.
お前。
Now, that's just the vampiric influence working its way, you know, into your mind, affecting you. I clamp down on the rising feelings in my chest. I regret my actions. I want to atone for them too. Yet my heart keeps warning me that, as a human, I should not be teaming up with this woman.
俺は。
Without any answer at hand, I idly raise my gaze. In that moment, I see a different pair of glowing eyes staring back at me. My entire body tenses up again. Strength returns to my overtaxed legs, and I force myself up to my seated position into a crouch. The woman, following my gaze, turns to look at what has appeared at the entrance of the alley. Behind her, wow! It's a creature even more out of place in a human city than the vampire in front of me. Strange, random familiar, or one of Nero's? Potentially a stray now, if... Has Vlav already, you know, offed Nero entirely off screen, but, you know, somehow you know, we got a little splinter guy running around. That'd be interesting, at least. You know, we already have, you know, Arc as the goofy one. We could always use an animal sidekick. The woman looks perfectly calm, but I'm struggling to wrap my head around the situation. That's a panther. I know that much. Even a child would be able to tell what animal it is. But you wouldn't see one outside a picture book or a cage in a zoo. Somehow, here I am, experiencing just how terrifying the beast is firsthand, all without anything to protect me. It stands on 4 lean, powerful limbs. Muscles that seem as supple as rubber, yet hard as steel. Its form is far removed from that of a human being. This is a creature built for the sole purpose of hunting its prey. Simply seeing it awakened primal instincts that should have been cast away in the Stone Age. We might both be living creatures, but this panther is in another league. Its superior abilities leave me breathless. It's not something I can put into words. This creature and I can't coexist in the same world, much less communicate with one another. The Black Panther's body measures over 1 meter in length. Even a dog that size could easily take down a human. And here it is eyeing me and the woman in white. Vicious claws, fangs and all. Barely 5 meters between us.
ねえ、あれ、あなたの知り合い？
I mean, maybe. You know, if you're trying to get revenge on me, maybe it's trying to get revenge on Vlav, and it came to hang out and be friends.
わけあるか!
I can't help but snap back at something so crazy. Wow. I'm an idiot. As if taking my voice as a signal, the panther leaps in our direction. No, that's not right. It's running. But it's going so fast, I thought it had leaped at us instead. I can't do anything. The black blur's fangs will sink into my shoulder before I even have time to process its movements. I can see it. I'm keenly aware of how this will all end 1 second from now. The thought of dodging or moving away doesn't even register. The blow comes from my side instead. The woman in white shoves me away before the shadowy creature has the chance to bite me. An effortless swipe of her hand is all it takes. At her touch, I'm flung across the alley as easily as someone might throw a ball, and I'd go crashing into the wall. Ow! I grit my teeth as I slam into the wall back first, pain shooting through my spine.
What? 何を!
いいから前!
The woman shouts at me. I look up, expecting the beast to have crashed into the wall behind me. Instead, having lost sight of its target, the panther reacts instantly by spinning in the air and planting its feet on the wall. From there, it leaps at the opposite wall. Oh, it's doing like a Mega Man X wall jump. The creature latches itself to the side of the building. Just as it seems to have found its footing, it turns its glowing gaze at me once more. Wow! My breath is still caught after the chaos. The panther pushes off against the wall and leaps at me like lightning falling from the sky. The woman places herself into its trajectory, deflecting the oncoming bolt with a single hand. She's even faster than the panther, her slender frame even more graceful. It's frightening, unnerving even.
ちょっと、私の方が先約だってわかるでしょ?
Yeah, wait your turn.
あんまり聞き分けがないと殺しちゃうわよ。
The woman's disposition hasn't changed a bit. As if heeding her threat, the panther cautiously backs away. There's around 3 meters of space between the two of them now. The panther keeps its distance. Must have realized the difference in their abilities during their brief clash. To a human, that That panther is no doubt a monster, a beast that could easily slay any human it meets. But that woman is on a whole nother level. A monster among monsters. A demon that could easily slay any monster it meets. The panther sits absolutely still as it observes the woman. Even I can tell how badly outclassed it is. The woman must seem like some insurmountable wall when viewed from the eyes of that apex predator.
要件は後で聞いてあげるから私の邪魔を。
The atmosphere around the woman changes. The panther hadn't rattled her in the slightest, but the very air around her seemed sharper than before. Ugh. Nah, ghouls. There's no mistaking it. A group of strangers is making their way down the alley. They're walking at a leisurely pace through the dimly lit back street, ambling right in our direction.
ダメだ、来るな。ここには氷が。
Try to tell them a panther is on the loose. But as I do, red currents flash across my vision. I rub my eyes beneath my glasses. Just now, I see something terrible. They keep coming. They possess neither feral instincts nor the pride of the panther. They lurch forward, completely disregarding the woman in white, as well as the fact that another few steps forward will doom them. Would they? These creatures have no brain to think, nor a heart to feel fear. They aren't alive. They can't be. They're engulfed in flame, black smoke billowing from their eyes and mouth, yet they keep moving forward. They're dead. They have to be. Their hands are outstretched, as if they were seeking salvation. But from their fingertips drips a thick oil. Drops of oil splash into tongues of flame as they hit the ground. Even from this distance, I realize that the oil-like substance must be their stagnant blood.
何これ。
Ew. I thought they were just on fire because they, were out during the day, but I guess it's still the morning and we were in an alley, so the sun isn't actually hitting them directly, so... The woman in white focuses her attention on the things before her. 2 of the 3 cadavers reach for her. The last one turns in my direction and leers at me with burning sockets as I stand there dumbstruck. Either that or, Vlav just fucking set them on fire. It's got me. The panther uses its fatally short window to strike. Wow. Even faster than the last time it leaped. This time, I didn't even register it moving. The panther bears its weight against me, as if trying to push me over, and runs its incisors down my neck. Right onto your shirt. Bye-bye. Tightness grips my throat. There's a constricting sensation at the nape of my neck. Not my skin, though. The collar of my school uniform is being bit and pulled. Well, considering that the panther's here to save us, and the location we met at, there's some nice-looking vending machines right on the other side of that grate, and mysterious new character, and that panther has a really cool design. I have some guesses as to what or whomst that panther may be. I'm pushed back against the wall. I've been dragged into a dark corner of the alley, the panther roughly pressing me into the heaped piles of garbage.
お前な、人をゴミ扱いすんな。
No, it's like RE4, the panther's Leon and you're Ashley and he's telling you to get in the fucking dumpster because there's a dangerous monster on the loose. What am I even doing? Raiding the panther as it has me pinned down. But for whatever reason, it decides not to follow through with its attack. Perhaps the beast realizes it has bigger problems to deal with. Hidden beneath some of the waste, I sit up and peer over at the woman. smoldering dead are brave enough to get within 3 meters of the woman, a feat even the panther dare not try. And the moment they do, she hits them with a fucking standing heavy. The very air wails in agony. Burst of wind from the woman's arm slicing through the air cuts through her targets like a bulldozer, leaving not a trace of the 3 bodies. My head hurts. I feel like tiny thorns are bouncing inside my eye sockets. Ugh. Painful red sensation, jabbing at me like knives, like it were trying to deny all that I just seen.
もうまた無駄な体力を使っちゃったじゃない。
With a resigned shrug of her shoulders, the woman turns to me. She doesn't look like she holds the slightest interest in the corpses she just eradicated.
これもあなたがグズグズしていたからよ。早く決めてくれれば見つかることもなかったのに。
What? The woman boldly walks over to me as I sit half stunned on the ground. The panther is long gone. Must have taken one look at the scene just now and decided it wanted none of it. The woman was simply far too strong.
おい、今のなんだ？
My headache is concentrated behind my eyes. Ugh, migraine. I've only ever had one actual migraine, and they were fucking hellish. The pain searing through my cranium seems to be throwing off whatever part of my brain controls my speech. What the hell is this woman? But I understand just how, like, debilitating migraines can be, you know. Back when I was in the Scouts, I went camping a lot, and one of the guys in our troop, he got migraines pretty bad. And, you know, just, like, some weekends, you know, he'd show up to go camping, and then just for, like, a day, just debilitated, has to fucking lie in his bunk, you know, with the lights off. Just in, like, fucking pain. Because his, like, head and fucking eyes are, like, exploding, and he's has to, like, throw up. Like, shit sucks. Glad I don't get him.
敵の吸血鬼の使い魔よ。ちょっと珍しい。というか、初めて見るタイプだった。
Okay, I guess we're going with zombies instead of ghouls, but, you know, same difference, I'd imagine.
そうじゃ
Unless
ない。
ghouls are higher than
お前の
zombies, or
話だ。
maybe zombies are higher than ghouls? We'll have to wait till the whiteboard. Sharp stinging in my head is begging for some sense of normalcy. She's a monster. Out-of-place panther, and those impossible flaming corpses. Even they appear perfectly grounded when compared to her. But through the flick of her arm, this woman made a gust of wind with the power of a tornado. Such a monster couldn't coexist with us frail humans for a second.
私？だから吸血鬼だって言ってるじゃない。
Yeah, but like you're like a capital V vampire, you know?
あれ？
Proper
もし
noun
かしてあな
vampire.
た、吸血鬼って単語知らない？ここじゃ一般教養だって聞いたんだけどな。
Such a powerful monster, she's pretty dense. But I can take advantage of this window to force strength into my trembling limbs. If I just now let her away from the alley entrance. If I run with all my might, I may just have a shot at escaping. Take a deep breath. Just as I'm about to start running, I catch a glimpse at her face. For some reason, I suddenly feel calm again.
おい、どうした？怪我でもしたのか？
怪我なんてそんなのするわけないでしょ。あんな呪いのにやられるなんて考えたこともないわ。
And just like pull the muscle is all.
でもちょっとまずい展開になってきた。
Yeah, it just goes to show how weak I am right now.
こうなったら是が非でもあなたには盾になってもらわないといけないみたい。
は？
That's right. We were just talking about that nonsense. Earlier, I thought she might have been speaking metaphorically about the whole meat shield thing. Now I'm not so sure anymore. She sounds dead serious. She actually wants me to act as her shield against panthers and flaming corpses and who knows what else.
バカなこと言うなこのバカ。
Well, at least if Nero's dead, you don't got to worry about giant alligators, sharks, dogs. There were unicorns and dragons at one point during that fight in the park. Mysterious black sludge. Snakes.
今の見てたろ。俺に何ができるって言うんだ。お前一人の方がよっぽどマシだろうが。
そうでもないわ。今ので本当に空っぽになっちゃったから。あなたたち風に言うと生きてるだけで精一杯みたいな。
Is that how it is? It doesn't look like it at all, but sure. Honestly, I'm half glad what I saw was just that last-ditch effort and not something she could shake out of her sleeve at any time. But that's not the issue here.
精一杯とか言われても困る。そりゃできることなら何でもする。
Yeah, God, making me feel like a slacker, you know, like I'm not a team player or
でも
something.
無理だ。無理だろどう考えても。俺にはあんなのを追い払う力はない。悪いけど盾にだってなれはしない。
嘘よ。あなたは私を殺したのよ。
Yeah, but that's just because I got the jump on you.
そのあなたが
It was a bad
どうして
matchup.
そんな嘘を言うの？
殺したってあれは。
When I killed her, it was like I had lost myself. I would help her if I could. But the kind of help she's asking for is way beyond anything I can do.
ふん。なら私が眠っている間、周りを見張ってくれるだけでいい。それくらいなら問題ないでしょ。
Can't help but feel myself weakening before those eyes. I will take a break here because we're getting pretty long in the tooth and it's past 9 and I need to process this video and get it up on YouTube. So with that, ladies and gentlemen, we will save the choice for next time. Is this the choice that leads us right before a dead end? Let me check. No, that's the next choice. Okay. So, next time, ladies and gents, sorry for spoiling, but there will be a choice where we'll do a dead end because I accidentally just spoiled that. But hey, you know, we'll get to go see CL Sensei and, you know, the real main character of this entire story there and I forget what CL Sensei's little fucking classroom is called. You know, it's like Taiga had the Tiger Dojo, but I forget what CL is. Anyway, we'll stop by there for a brief visit tomorrow. Well, tomorrow for me. It'll be in 2 days for you guys. But yeah, with that, I'd like to thank you all for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, ring the notification bell. See you guys on next time for the next episode of Tsukihime Remake, where we will. I think at this point we're like officially on to the arc route. Yeah, the arc route. So yeah. Well, come back next time where we will join the route proper, I think, maybe? Anyway, we're far enough in where I can take the common route out of the title. So, yeah, catch you guys all there. Bye-bye now.